and try to make it new. You can't fight it when it feels so true. You drive me crazy like no one else. The final moment before I lose myself. And it's no use working 9 to 5 if you want more than to stay alive. So come on over, we can make it through.
Hello,
I
Ethan!
know just what to do. I'm the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, so come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. I'm the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, the morning light. Oh, I just wanna be your Superman. Come fly with me, just take my hand. And now that we are cruising in mid-flight, you better watch out for the kryptonite. So come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night, we're dancing. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh.
It's a potty party.
We're trying to get past the giggles. What a crappy thing. Oh crap, I gotta talk through this. Okay, that's what it's at. Oh, Jesus. Oh, we're gonna have to pause this because I can't talk. Oh my Lord have mercy. Oh, thank God we don't drink. Okay, is there somebody around that can come do this for us?
We let our love shine all through the night. Just you and me, babe, until the morning light. The morning light. So come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am Robert, your host, a.k.a. The Tall Man. This is the lovely Lisa, my beautiful wife. We are coming to you live this very moment from cabin 5236 here on the Carnival Jubilee. We had been coming to you from the back of deck 17, but it's a little crappy out. And I don't mean crappy like we were dealing with last night, but it's got
cold.
It's got cold. It's got windy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had to retreat into the cabin. But you know what that means? That means you get balcony cam. That is a live look right now from our Cove balcony, obviously looking backwards, and so you can see the seas and stuff out there. So let's go over some housekeeping notes. First of all, the highlights tonight, that was kind of some shots all through the cruise. Some of our favorite shots, or at least mine, because I'm the one that does all the editing. And, of course, if you were with us last night, we had a complete meltdown, and it was just hysterical. If you hadn't seen last night's video, I don't know, it's worth it to me just for the comedy of it. At least the first, 30 minutes or so of it. Anyway, so before we go any further, we got to say hello to everybody, right? Hello, short moments of my day. Lana, Trav, Neri, Danny, Chris, Barbara. Hello, Barbara from New Jersey. Macrina. Hello, Macrina. Thank you for the thumbs up. Cassidy. Cindy, thank you so much. Denise, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. Chris, Pam, Lubbock, Texas, welcome. Danny is warmer than Kansas City and Springfield. Yep, maybe. Cindy, you're in from Justin, Texas. Excellent, welcome. Pam, thank you so much. Chris, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you all so much. Again, Neri, Sheila, howdy from Tulsa. Right, Jennifer, 1 week away. Congratulations. Vaden, behave yourself. Little one-on-one, hello. 17 Kitty, hey. Paula and Nick, sorry, Paula and Nick. Jessica. Okay, welcome to you all. Thank you so much for being with us. Many of you throughout this entire week. And to those who, and Patricia who just came in, yes, Patricia. And for those who have just found us for the first time, God bless you. We really appreciate you being with us. You know what you got to do, right? Thumbs up, subscribe, become part of the Tall Man Clan. It is free to you, costs you nothing. We do this out of pure love. A few of you have given us super chats and the stickers, and we do appreciate that.
And Shannon, thank you for
the
super sticker.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shannon. God bless you all. Really, really. Yes. So we don't actually have a lot of video for you tonight because we've gone through all that. But somehow, in editing the kids area, I missed Circle C. So we'll give you Circle C. Here it is. Circle C is for the 12 to 14-year-olds. We covered all the rest of the areas yesterday. And again, I don't know. I don't know how we missed it. It's just like, I don't know how the microphones didn't work yesterday. At least they're working today.
You better find some wood tonight real fast.
Yeah, there's wood everywhere. I'll just knock on some wood just like that. So, the Circle C area for the 12-year-olds is really nice. There's games in there, like game stations in there, as you see here, right here. There's also like all kinds of different things for them to do. Carnival does a fantastic job with the kids. And so if you're bringing all the youngins on here, all the kiddos, just know that they're going to have an absolute fantastic time. Okay, and so did we. We had a great time, and I know this is going to be a review of what we think, regardless of what we say. After this point, we've had a great time. We have a great time on every cruise we go on, whether it's been a good cruise or a bad cruise. It's a cruise, right? So the question really becomes, would we come back? I think that's probably the bigger question, which we will get to here in just a couple of minutes because we still have a lot of questions. So, housekeeping notes. This is our last night, but we have learned a lot through our 7 days. So if you're watching live and you have a question, leave it in the chat. All right, we will go back and look at all the chats, and we will. But please write the word question in there so we can see it as we're scrolling through real quick. Okay. The other thing is, if you're watching the replay, just leave it in the comments because we answer all the comments, right? And so even though this is our last night, we're traveling home. We're going to come back on one more time about information on the Jubilee, which will be debarkation, because obviously that happens tomorrow, and we want to let you know how all that goes. Some of you won't get a chance to see it because you're getting on tomorrow, but for those who are getting on January 6th or later, you'll at least see that. Okay, so there's your housekeeping notes. We've seen Balcony Cam. We've seen Circle C. So let's get to some questions. Okay, so we'll go over the ones that Lisa has in here from last night through today, and then we'll get to the ones that you have in chat. Okay, all right.
Let's see. We were talking about the Carnival Kitchen last night, and I did not, in the process, give you the telephone number for reservations. So I apologize. It is 32285 when you're on the ship. So if you want to make reservations for Carnival Kitchen, best thing to do is make them online. But if you don't make them online, you can call this number 32285. See if they still have availability. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
All right. So, can you select HDMI from your cabin? I forget who asked that, but the answer is actually yes. I didn't think so. Actually, can you grab the remote real quickly? It's right there on the bed. Mm-hmm. And there are 3 HDMI ports on the TV. The more challenging thing is, can you get your hand back in there to connect your HDMI cable? Right, this is just the normal remote, but if you touch input, it will give you options. I'm sorry, my TV's over there. You can't see that. But yeah, you can bring an HDMI cable to connect to your computer or whatever and stream if you have the premium package. Okay? So, yes. What channels? Okay. From top to bottom. You ready? You've got this. You've got obviously the channel guide. Then you have the Carnival Safety Channel, Carnival Entertainment, Cruise Life TV, Carnival Adventures, Carnival Insider TV, Destinations Insider TV. Then CBS News, Turner Movie Classics, Cartoon Network, Nick, HGTV, Food Network, Travel Channel, Discovery, Good to Know, Fun Times Audible, the Map Channel, and a Music Channel. So those are your regular channels. Now, there's also on-demand movies. Way too many to list. Some of them are free. Some of them are pay. The ones that I looked at for pay were like $6.99. Obviously, those are the newer movies. But some of those same movies were playing upstairs
in the Seaside Theater.
In the Seaside Theater. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, so that's that. Do they use paper or plastic straws? Neither. They're candy straws.
Yeah.
You can eat them.
Yes.
Yummy, yummy. Alchemy Bar. Sorry, you went too far.
Did I?
Yep. Pacific and dining room. Somebody asked yesterday, and we forgot to tell you. The Pacific and Atlantic dining rooms. Okay, so deck 6 for both restaurants are for traditional seating times, your early and late dining. Up on the 7th floor, 7th deck, for the Pacific, that is your anytime dining room. Okay? All right.
They all serve the same menu, by the way.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Yep. Is there a Serenity party that's been kind of stuck in here? We can't find anybody to give us anything other than, yeah, I don't think so. That's pretty much the gist of what we've been able to acquire. Okay? Alchemy Bar class. Wow. It was an interesting day on the ship. I'll get to that here in a minute, but it's hard to get answers today from anybody. It's been packed. Class was today at noon, so I'm assuming the last sea day. You have to ask a bartender early in your cruise, and because Rouse and they can help. I was told next time. I'm trying to read her gibberish.
Yeah.
Autocorrect corrects the words.
I don't know what that's
so basically,
to be.
It happens the last sea day, and if you want to be part of it, go there the first day to the Alchemy Bar, talk to the bartenders, and get signed up for the class there at the Alchemy Bar. Okay?
Yes.
But it happens in the last sea day, but you can't just show up. You got to ask ahead of time.
Yes. Okay? I was told next time.
Yeah. We've already talked about the straws. Protein shakes. The closest you can get to a protein shake here is down in Java Blue. They sell vanilla flavored muscle milk. Sorry, they don't make protein shakes or protein drinks of any kind at any of the bars. So, but muscle milk is there for you if you want. Okay. Mm-hmm. How many people does the presidential suite sleep? Somebody asked that yesterday. Answer: 5. 5 ringy dingies. Ha 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 ha. 5. Sorry. Okay. Does the Penguins area have video games? Okay. The answer really sort of no. And I know you wrote yes on there, but she doesn't understand. There's not a TV with a game console. Now, sometimes they'll bring in like Wii or Nintendo Switch, where they're doing interactive things with them, with a game, but there aren't game stations like where you're sitting there going, come on! Woo! There's none of that. Okay? All right, hopefully that helps you out. And how easy is it to navigate around the ship? So I think our answer to this is going to be somewhat jaded because this is our 4th time on an XL class ship, and they have the same exact layout. We find it easy to navigate. I can't. I'm not going to speak for her. I'll let her speak for herself in a minute. But the corridors are not a left and a right straight. There's a lot of times where you're going, around stuff, but we have never found it hard to find anything on this ship like we have on some other ships that are more challenging to navigate.
That is true.
I think, just trying to yeah. Now, you will have to remember, not every elevator goes all the way up. So that is one thing you will have to remember. Like, for instance, Serenity is up in the front of the ship. It's on deck 17 and 18, or no, it's 18. 18 and 19.
Yeah, you're right.
18. Right? So the midship elevator doesn't go to deck 18, nor does the rear one. So you just, those are the only things that you would really have to remember. Okay. I also want to make another correction of something that I said early on. We are on deck 5. We're in a Cove balcony. Obviously, we've showed you the Cove balcony. Okay. And when you come out of the elevators in most ships, you look to the left or you look to the right, you can sort of see cabins. Or there's a sign that gives you numbers or something that says port or starboard or something. On deck 5, there's none of that. And so you literally have a 50-50 chance at finding your cabin first, right? If you go to the left, you'll be thinking you're going the right. Crap.
Wow.
Half the time we've gone the wrong way, right? However, on the rest of the decks, you can see what you need to see before you make your decision. It's because we're sort of on deck 5. It's wider down here. The superstructure of the ship is a little bit skinnier, and so it's a little bit different. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I just wanted to make sure. Oh, James!
Thank you so much.
God bless you, man. We appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
Drinks on James tomorrow.
Woo-hoo.
Well, crap, we won't be here tomorrow.
No, oh.
Thank you, James. We really, sincerely.
So
right?
the hardest part for
Shirts?
me is, like Robert said, determining which side of the ship your stateroom is on. When you get off the elevators, there's nothing that tells you this side are even numbers and that side's odd numbers. You have no idea. You just have to pick a side. So that is the hardest part. And then the other hard thing for me, for some reason, is finding the casino. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know why.
It's like half a deck 7.
It's huge, but to get down to it, there's like this staircase. But if I always there's 2 staircases. One goes down 1 level, one goes down 2 levels, and I always take the wrong one.
Go out our door, go up 2 flights, and you're in the casino.
But if you're, on deck 8 to get down,
It's funny, we've
to
never
the
had this
casino-
conversation.
No, we haven't. So this is totally flooring him.
Well, we don't often go to the casino, so
No,
we're not big
when I
gamblers.
do want to go, it's like I make a couple of circles. So that's the hardest thing for me to find. But other than that, yeah, I mean, all of your, food areas are basically on the same place. You have your Lido deck, you have, all your street eats, you have Big Chicken, all of that is all on deck 16.
Well, Guy's Burger 17,
Guy's Burger
but
is
it's
actually
right there.
17, but it's right
It's
over
sort of
the Lido
by the Lido,
deck,
right? So
over the,
you go up the
buffet.
stairs and walk a few paces right beyond the Red Frog Bar, and there. Right, so
And then the rest is on deck 8. You've got your Pig and Anchor, you've got an ice cream station, there's your pizza, your deli.
hot buns.
Hot buns, yeah, no, it's something else. It's not hot buns.
Yeah, I
Is
know.
it hot buns?
No, it's not hot
It's
buns.
something else. So that is all right there. And
I don't know what
and
it
you've
is.
got a Cucina is there.
Yep.
A Chibang is on deck 8.
So is teppanyaki and
so you're
it's easy to navigate.
I think it's easy to navigate.
Okay, so let's get.
Oh, and customer service is on
Yep,
deck 8 as well.
customer service is also on deck 8.
Yeah.
Lana, you are taking 2- and 4-year-olds on a cruise, and you are consider putting tile trackers on them. Will this work on board? Lana, I'm not gonna lie.
Sure what a tile tracker
I have
is.
no idea what that is actually. I would add this. You probably have a 50-50 shot, and I only say this because let's talk about like a regular phone. When you get on the ship, day 1, and your phone is still on regular phone, as soon as you climb into the ship and go down 1 level, it just doesn't seem to work very much anymore because the steel blocks the signals. Okay, so I'm not sure of what the tile tracker is, but if it's a Bluetooth, I'm gonna guess it's not gonna work.
It might be challenging.
However, typically, and we did not ask here, if you are letting the kids go into the kids area, right? They typically will give you a phone or a pager, and if there's something wrong, they call you directly, right? They're either going to page you or call you, and so you're always connected to them. Okay, hopefully that helps. Also, we didn't cover this at all because nobody's actually asked it, but there are locks on the balcony doors up high. So if you have a balcony cabin with a little one, and you're afraid they're gonna, go out there and fall, just lock the door. It's literally at the top. Okay, you got to be at least her height to
You
get
can
it.
actually look at those on our video 14 cabins.
Oh yeah, there was a couple that
There
were
were a couple
locked and we
of
didn't
them.
know it, and we had to putz with it to try to get it open.
Yeah, so you can see how that works.
Okay, I'm sorry we can't be more helpful with that. I don't think they would work, but if anybody else has ever done that that's watching, leave a comment below.
Please
Okay.
do, yes.
All right, Trav, hello. We talked about Hello Neri. No swimming tonight, just snorkeling. Yeah, look, Danny. So let's just talk a little bit about today. So last night, as we were streaming with you guys during the meltdown, as we were telling you, it turned cold pretty quick after coming out of Cozumel. And I don't mean like cold. It's just the wind, the temperature in the wind. You could feel it, right? And so it was okay last night while we were up there. But come this morning, it was like, wow.
That wind feels like ice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
The temperature itself is not bad, but that wind,
horrible.
It's the wind is, yeah.
Which meant today, everybody huddled inside because it was just really too cold to be out by the pool, at the pool. And of course, some people endured. You know, those from Minnesota or whatever, this is still summer for them. I mean that jokingly, but you know what I mean, right? For those who are from colder climates, that would not have bothered them. But for 95% of the people on the ship, they're all huddling inside today. So the inside was
busy.
Yeah, it was busy. It was busy.
Yes, it was.
So, yeah, it was busy. No swimming tonight, Danny. Sorry. Hello, everybody. We've already said hello. Again, Denise, thank you so much for the super chat again. I'm just looking for the questions. Chris, we're scrolling. Make sure you put the word question or I'm not going to see it. Blind. Hey, Kitty again. Paul and Nick, Jessica, Barbara G. Yeah, it was funny last night. I actually went back and watched it. I laughed all over again. That's why I put it in the highlights tonight. It just was funny. You know, those are... we're streamers. We're not, you know, movie stars or TV stars or anything like that. We, you know, create content for YouTube and stuff. But, you know, every once in a while, when you get the giggles and you can't get rid of the giggles, you can't get rid of the giggles.
You can't.
And normally, for most content creators, they're shooting video to edit later. We don't. Well, I mean, we do that, but mostly we stream. You can't. I mean, I could pause the stream while we laugh it out, but what fun would that be for you guys? Watching us melt down right on camera live. The bathroom footage was incredible. Thank you, Patricia. You believe it or not, are you ready for this, y'all? And please take no offense if the person who left this comment is watching. But after 9 minutes of us showing you how to operate bathrooms, this person left a comment trying to tell me how to operate the bathrooms. I was like, did you not watch any of that? You gotta wait for it to close before you try to lock it. I'm like, I know! Like, anyway. Hello, Julie from Corpus Christi. Shannon, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you, girl. Shannon, have a safe trip home. Hey, tell that to the pilot. We're just passengers still. We're passengers on the ship. We're going to be passengers in the Galveston shuttle. And then we're going to be passengers on the plane. In fact, we'll be passengers all the way until we get to the airport back in Florida. And then I'll take over the driving. But thank you. We will do our best. Yeah. Let's get the oh my God bar. Hello, Heath from Louisiana. There are so many public bathrooms, don't know which one to use first. Dude, you got 7 days. You can, you know, take a little bit in each. Have a drink, find a bathroom. Have a drink, find another bathroom. You'll cover them all. You know, at Epcot, they have something they call it Drink Around the World. You know, where the World Showcase is, because each one has a different kind of alcoholic beverage. And so you start at one end. If you can actually make it to the other, I think they give you a trophy. Well, you can pee around the world here on the ship. Just saying. How did Elegant Night go? Any tips? And were there two? Paula, yeah. Night 2 and night 6. Elegant Night was great. We've ourselves have given up the complete formal end of Elegant Night, meaning she's got amazing gowns. I've got a tux. We used to go all in. In fact, if you want to go back and watch some of the older streams we did, you'll find some of them where we're dressed in our finery, if you will. But we're on and off and on and off. So many, like I've been on 5 cruises in like 6 or 7 weeks or so, and luggage and flying and this, that, and all the sub stuff. So we've decided to downsize as much as possible. The finery got left behind. And I would say there were a few people dressed to the nines. Yeah. Not a ton. But there were a lot of people who were dressed nice. Right? Guys with jackets and a tie. Ladies in a nice dress. Excuse me, everybody. Just need a drink.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's starting to turn into. People have stopped, the cruise lines have stopped calling it formal night and call it elegant night.
Elegant night, yep.
So I think that's kind of the direction everybody's
Yeah,
heading.
and so I know it was great, and there was photographers out taking pictures, right? So you can do all
Definitely
that.
means less luggage.
Can you go into Family Harbor eating area if you are staying in the Family Harbor room? Yes. Those are the only people who can access that Family Harbor lounge are people who are staying in a Family Harbor cabin. I'm not going to call them suites, but cabins. Okay? So if you've got kids and you're on any other deck, you cannot go in there. Only for those deck 4 cabins. How was the nightlife and the dancing? It was great. I mean, we didn't do a ton of it because we've been with you guys so late. When we're done, we're like, oh my God, we're so tired. You're killing us. No. So we haven't done a lot of it. But, you know, it's the entertainment on the Carnival ships is great. It really is. So you'll have a great time. However, there's not a dedicated club. I've seen a lot of comments, answered a lot of comments about some of the other class ships. I think it was the Vista class. It used to have literally a dedicated nightclub. There's not here. It's the Limelight Lounge. That is the club, right? So it's most clubs are like dark and dark colored walls or darker colored furniture. This is all white. I don't know. It's okay. I mean, the DJ's in there doing his thing. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
And the music sounds good. The speakers are awesome.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
It's just not the dark.
The vibe,
colors. Yeah.
right? The vibe. Okay. Do they have creme brulee? Yeah, tonight.
Yes.
We didn't show you the menus, did we?
Oh,
okay.
No.
Let's get to menus.
Okay.
Before Macrina starts having a fit. All right. So today we actually had lunch at Chibang's, and there was disappointment. I will show why here in just a second. So here's the menu for Chibang's. Okay. So y'all know Chibang's is a combination of Chinese and Mexican. Okay. So here's sort of your appetizers, and they all looked amazing. In fact, we're like, hey, let's just get them all.
Yeah.
Because they all look good. All right. So there was your appetizers for Chinese. There was your mains for Chinese. Okay. If you wanted that roasted duck, remember you got to ask for it the day before. Hakka noodles. Yep. All right. Let's go to the next one. By the way, I know when we started off, we're at like 4 of 8. The first 3 were just alcohol, like different wines and things. So, all right, so there's your Mexican appetizers, queso fundido. Oh, and the quesadillas. Oh, loaded nachos.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and there are your mains.
And the spring rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Steak ranchero.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, and last but not least,
Desserts.
the desserts. Chocolate Chibang. She bang, she bang. Oh, 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 she moves, she grooves. Looks like a... Sorry. Sorry, Ricky Martin. All right. However, this is what we were offered.
Yeah.
None of what was on their normal menu. So we get in, we sit down, and I don't know if any of you know this, if you've been cruising with Carnival, post-pandemic or not. If you haven't, when you get down to the table, there's a QR code. You got to scan the QR code. It pulls the menu up on your phone of what to eat. So that's what we did. We walked into Chibang. They put us at our table. We sat down. The QR code is there. We scanned it. And the menus that I've just showed you is what pulled up on our phone. So the waiter comes and we're like drooling because this is what we're going to have.
Oh, spring rolls.
He hands us this piece of paper. Here's your lunch menu. Order from this. And absolutely nothing that is on their normal menu is available for lunch. None of it. It's a completely different menu. You get noodles or stir fry at the top, except for the chicken and shrimp. That's only one way. And you can do burrito bowls. And there's 2 desserts. We were a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Because we wanted all those appetizers.
We sat there reading the menu. Yeah, and we had everything picked out that we wanted, and we got
a little
none
disappointed.
of it.
All right. Anyway, so I tried the beef stir fry and the beef with broth. Okay, let me put that back up so you can see that, because I don't think I explained that clearly enough for y'all. Okay, so they're up at the top. If you see, you can't see. It says noodle bowls, stir fry, broth. So you can order them whichever way. So if you wanted the steak stir fry, you could get that, or if you wanted the steak with broth, it's more like a
soup.
Yeah, no, like a ramen, right? Anyway, so I ordered it both ways so I could try it, and oddly enough, I enjoyed the stir fry better. Okay, she did the chicken both ways, and you like the
I think I like the stir fry better.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I did. It was basically like a chicken lo mein with very little tiny pieces of chicken.
I had the churro for dessert. She had the flan. Both were amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The flan was really sweet, so just, you know.
On to dinner.
Just so you know.
So dinner for us was in Cucina.
Mm-hmm.
We did not eat in the main dining, but I think Lisa does have the main dining recipes, so we can share them with you. Menus. What did I say? Recipes. Well, we have the recipes. We broke into the kitchen, knocked the chef over the head, stole the recipes. We're going to start our own cruise line. Kidding. So there's your appetizers. We had meatball, minestrone, and a caprese. All right. The meatball and the minestrone were amazing. Mm-hmm. The caprese, wow, surprisingly disappointing.
I never thought I would say that I didn't enjoy a caprese salad, but the mozzarella was grainy. It was not smooth.
It was very weird.
The tomatoes, they were about what I expected. They were not quite ripe. They never are on ship.
Yeah.
But
we weren't expecting that from the cheese.
Not from the cheese.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't even eat mine.
Yeah.
Which is, that never happens.
No.
Tomatoes,
no, she took a couple bites and that was it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so here's your second, or your pasta. In the end, we both had chicken parm.
Mm-hmm.
That was
really good.
It was. It like super, super, super thin. Mm-hmm. Almost like, I lost the words tonight. Anyway, it was very thin. There was another, like schnitzel thin. You know how thin schnitzel can be? It was that thin. Mm-hmm. And it covered, I think I do have a picture of it. I'll try to show you. However, we were surprised is I've never had chicken parm that wasn't accompanied by pasta. It literally was the piece of chicken slapped on a plate. In fact, like I said, I got a picture somewhere.
I think we didn't order sides because I honestly was expecting it. I thought last time we had it came with pasta, but like you said,
I don't know which one's which.
We're about to find out, aren't we?
Oh no,
that's the tomatoes and mozzarella.
Tomatoes. That's a movie.
A movie?
That one's not. The next one is.
That is my apple tartlet for dessert.
Did you take a movie? Really all right, here, hang on. It's going to start with the gym. Just hang on, guys. All right.
Interesting.
Right? So.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was delicious. But I'm like, where's the pasta? Anyway, where's the beef? Where's the beef? And so that was it. And you didn't send me any other menus.
I didn't?
You did not.
Okay.
Okay, so while Lisa's trying to send me some menus, if we can do that, I'll just continue talking. I'll go to some different, I believe it was creme brulee tonight in the main menu, or was that last night?
I believe it was tonight.
Yeah, okay. Can you have multiple entrees during dinner? Diane, you can have 2. If you want a third, it costs you $5.
No, tonight was Baked Alaska.
Baked Alaska tonight. So it had to have been the other night. I remember seeing it somewhere. What's the dessert for tonight? Oh, we've got, what do we have? This is supposed to be some kind of strawberry thing. At least that's what they said it was. But it just looks like carrot cake to me.
Yeah, it was called strawberry crumble cake. And then the other is a double Dutch. Now, let me ask you, if it's spelled P-A-V-E, would you call it pave or pave? Because it's double Dutch P-A-V-E. Whatever that is. How is it?
Not exciting.
No? Yeah, I don't know. It looked good, so I grabbed it. Is that carrot or a strawberry?
It's definitely a carrot cake.
Definitely carrot. Okay. Yeah. So things were mislabeled in the buffet tonight.
Ugh. Okay. I will finish that carrot cake, but that other one, yeah, definitely not.
Okay.
Can you use the gym as a regular guest with no spa services? Yes, Cassidy. Use that gym. Have a good time. Are there tours of the ship? Outside of what we've been doing? No. They used to offer what I call the Ruin the Magic tour. I know you pay $150 or whatever, and they take you back and show you some things. I don't remember seeing anything like that here. However, a lot of times it is offered pre-cruise as an excursion. But I don't think they're doing it here, Harvey. Okay? Dave, fantastic. Thank you. Good evening, Carlotta. What's the difference between a Cove balcony and regular balcony? Well, a Cove balcony is down at the water, basically. In fact, we're so close to the water, there are storm doors to cover our doors and windows in case of really inclement weather. That's how close to the water we are. Plus, essentially, they're cut out of the hull of the ship, where the regular balconies are outside the superstructure of the ship. Hopefully that makes sense, right? Cove balconies cut out of the hull, balconies built outside of the hull. Okay.
And Cove balcony definitely has a better view of the water, in my opinion.
Nary, our first timer, are gaming consoles allowed on board? You know what? We have never asked. We're probably not likely going to 100% get an answer, but I believe the answer would be yes, because you can plug HDMI into the TV. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to bring your game console. Macrina, if you're there and you happen to know, please chime in. But Nary, I'm pretty sure you can bring your game consoles, okay? Love your videos. We'll be on the 27th, the 4th. By the way, you all know, right? Back of deck 17 at that flagpole. First night of the cruise, right? Come on board, do your muster drill, sail away party, eat your dinner. 9 p.m. at the flagpole, walk up and go, TMC? And for those who are all there, part of the Tall Man Clan, TMC, take a picture and then email. All right? Email us. Okay. Thank you very much. Dan will be there the same date. Awesome. You guys get together, take a picture.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lori. Hello from Wichita. James, again, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate your question. How do we sign up for the brewery tour? The funny thing is, I don't think you sign up. I think you just show up because they've run it multiple times and they actually put it in the fun times. Yeah. Okay? So I don't think you have to sign up. I think you just show up. Right? Cassidy, I'll be so afraid my phone is going to fall off the ocean. Yeah. I know it looks interesting, but it's actually just inside the balcony. We'd have to hit something pretty hard for it to fall out, so we feel pretty comfortable on the Cove balcony the way that it is. All the rest of the balconies on the last 3 or 4 ships I was on in this past 2 months, that I was very afraid of my phone losing it. What are the open times for Big Chicken? Heath, we talked about it the other night. I can't remember, but I believe it's either 7 or 8, depending on sea day or port day, and it closes at 5. Okay? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Coin Hobo just made it. I know. What's wrong with you? We're going to make you walk the plank. Jennifer, bless you. Thank you so much. Air tags would probably not work. Would probably work better. Air tags. Okay, there you go. Somebody helping the very first question we talked about. About the tiles. Beach buns. I like hot buns better.
Thank you. Yeah, I think hot buns just comes out of our mouths. I don't know.
I think we're still partially melted down from last night. At least the microphones are all working tonight. Good Lord. I booked a forward corner suite. Would I get seasick or feel a ship? We always book a mid-center balcony. How high up are you, Susan? You're going to feel it if you're up. I mean, you're going to feel it if you're up. Okay? It's not like this. I haven't felt a lot of that. It's more of a, yeah. This ship has, last night we called it, it's like a shimmy.
Wag. It's a
right?
Wag.
It's a weird thing. I wear a patch and I take some pills on top of it. If you want to know, I'll tell you what the recipe is. It's legal. It's legal. It's not illegal. No. AirTags would probably work because it's the same technology as the Carnival app. Yeah, the only thing that I'd be afraid of, Heath, is it works against their I can't think of the frequencies, right? These things all work on different frequencies. And sometimes things won't work of our own if they're already, meaning Carnival, using the frequency. Question, how is the noise level on Deck 5 since it's under Grand Central?
Hear nothing.
Well, we're not in the middle. But we've never heard anything walking down there. Okay? I mean, we walk up and down at all different times of the night, day and night, and we've heard nothing. I heard a couple of things up there today for like a minute, because I was like, what is that? I don't know what it was, but it wasn't long term. And it's the only time I've heard anything from above. So I don't know what it was. But I think you're going to be okay with Grand Central. Okay? Danny Mac, you think too much. No pool behind you. Just underwater fish. Right? Just sorry, Danny. Hey, from El Paso!
Hey.
Spent a lot of years in El Paso. Question for Lisa. For Lisa, did you work on base? You look like someone I've met before. Interesting laugh. I was the one in the military stationed in El Paso.
But I do know I've got a twin running around. I actually saw a picture of her in a local newspaper, and it wasn't me, but it sure looked like me. So I do have a twin.
Jessica, the tailgate party started tonight at 8.
Yes.
And where do you think we were at 8? With you guys. So it's going. I'll tell you what. I'm going to entertain you for a little bit, Lisa. Why don't you just go run up, spend 3 or 4 minutes, sort of specking out. I don't think we'll have time for videos, but maybe a picture or two. But spec out what it's about. I mean, are they barbecuing out there? Are they just dancing and have? I mean, what are they doing?
Okay.
Because it's like 3 hours.
Yeah. All right.
So
you entertain.
I'll entertain for a couple of minutes, and Lisa, God, girl, she just dumped her drink all over the ground. Our cabin steward's going to be mad at you now.
Yeah.
All right, the next person coming into 5236, it's her fault.
Is for me.
We're a little tight in here. Plus, we're supposed to have our luggage out tonight by 10. We're not remotely close to being packed. If you could see outside of what you see here, it's a disaster. Okay, you got your key? Yeah. All right. So, question: loved watching these lives. Thanks for doing them. What is your next cruise? Okay, so we've had that question a couple times. We don't have anything actually booked yet. If we do, it'll be mid to late April, up to mid-June. It will fall on that time. We probably are going to do an Alaska cruise this year. And we've been wanting to go to Alaska, so we're probably going to do an Alaska cruise. And I don't know what else other than that. I did put today on our page, I put a survey for everybody's been asking about a group cruise. So Galveston, Florida, or doesn't matter. So go find our community part of the page and go answer the poll. Let us know, okay? The Meltdown was the best, yeah. Sometimes when crap just goes downhill, it goes downhill fast. We just couldn't stop it. Anyway, question: first-time cruiser planning on getting AT&T at Sea cruise package. Do we need to get the ship's internet for it to work? Only need to check on kids at home. So, Vaden, I'll be honest, I don't know anything about the AT&T at Sea package. So, it'd be hard for me to give you an answer because I don't know anything about the package, right? However, if you're in the middle of the ocean, your phone has to connect to some kind of satellite for it to then beam back to land, right? And that's how we have internet now, is we're using Starlink. Starlink is beaming my signal up to the satellites and then back down so you all can see. So I don't know. I will remember this. I will try to get through to customer service. Look, the customer service line has been a disaster all day. It just, we'll try to get there and find an answer for you, okay? Chris, again, thank you so much for the super chat. How were the formal nights and how many did they have and when? We already talked about that. There were 2, day 2 and day 6. They were great. Dress all the way up or somewhere in the middle. I mean, you can't go looking like this to the dining room, okay? But we saw a few people in tuxes, but most everybody was just nice. The only difference was Christmas. Christmas, everybody wore their pajamas around all day. I mean, they were in the dining room in their pajamas. It was, it was Christmas, okay? The bathroom saga will never end. Right, little one-on-one? I don't get it. Yes, I know you have to let the door close to let it lock. Anyway. Question, did you all ride Bolt? Heck no, Rebecca. Have you not been following us? That ride about killed me. If you want, go back on our page. I don't think it was a live stream. I think it was a regular. You know what? I don't know. It's titled Terrified, the thumbnail, Terrified on the Celebration. That was myself and my wife's experience with Bolt. I've got vertigo and I'm afraid of heights. And so that is like, and I actually tried the ropes course on that ship too. So that is a funny video as well. Enjoy that. We did not try Bolt. We watched it go around many times. I know it got stuck a couple times. I know it didn't run all the time. It is weather dependent. If it's high winds or high seas or inclement weather, they're not going to run it. For those who had rode it here, we spoke to, of course, a couple of people. They enjoyed it. But if you want to see me ride it, or her, Terrified on the Celebration. Short Moments of My Day by Julie. Gosh, thank you so much. We appreciate that, really do. From the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much. Where in Florida do you live? Do you like the food? So we try to keep our personal life a little bit, personal. We'll tell you we live in Florida. I'm not going to say much more than that. But we live in Florida. And if you're asking about the food on the ship, the food on the ship has generally been fantastic overall, right? The only food that I did not like was the buffet the first day for lunch. It was shockingly not good because normally we love the buffet during lunch. They serve some kind of ribs and try to pass them off as like, I don't know, it was weird. And we had the mac and cheese and it was grainy. We had no fun at the buffet for lunch. But we've been at street eats a number of times, loved it. Big Chicken, loved it. Burgers were great. Look, I've been on the Celebration. We went up to Guy's Burgers. It was horrible for me. They like burnt the meat, the burger, twice. Wasn't once. It's twice on 2 different days. I'm like, can somebody tell that guy he doesn't have to kill it? I mean, you don't want it raw, but you don't need it like crispy burnt either. Somewhere in the middle is pretty good. But we've had Guy's Burgers here. It was perfect. It was great. So, we've eaten in Chibang for lunch. Again, we were disappointed we didn't get to try any of the regular food. The lunch was great. Cucina, we had that for dinner tonight. That, again, was fantastic. We've eaten that before. We did not do any of the pay restaurants here. Fahrenheit, we wouldn't do the sea grill anyway because we don't like seafood. We chose not to do, or teppanyaki sushi. We didn't do any of that here. I'm making general assumptions. It's going to be about the same as it was on the Celebration, okay? Question, will you be in Epcot for New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? No, I will, you would have to drag me kicking and screaming. That place is a nightmare on New Year's Eve. I spent 5 years working for Disney, and so I know a lot of the ins and outs about the property and stuff. And the last place in the world that I want to go for New Year's Eve is actually a Disney park. Not because I don't enjoy them. I mean, used to be a Disney nut. I'm not so much anymore. But it was always my dream to grow up and go work at Disney. I did. And I spent 5 years there. And it just, there's so many people there. It's just, in fact, the parking lots will probably be full and closed off by 10 o'clock. That's usually how it was, at least in the past. I know that attendance at the park has been down this year, so I don't know what New Year's is going to look like, but typically it's just an absolute nightmare. Chris, I'm going to be hovering out at home, watching the ball drop, having some champagne. We will drink a little that night. Actually, I think we got some like sparkling grape wine or something. I don't know. Anyway. Plan on going back over all your cruise videos, covering all you guys' wonderful fun. Thank you so much, Granny Love. Appreciate you. Macrina, yes, only bowls for lunch. It's and I'm sure it is. But Macrina, we just go forward blindly. We don't want to have our opinions or thoughts about what something might be by information somebody else puts out. And I know it's just a menu, but we sort of go like this until we can experience it for ourselves and bring that experience to you guys completely unfeathered by, other information. Faux! Thank you! That's what I was looking for. Yeah, it's faux. On other ships, cucina lunch is different from dinner also. Yeah, look, it's the same thing in Fahrenheit. If you go there, it's going to be slightly different. Same thing with teppanyaki. I just wasn't expecting completely different. Nothing on the night menu is on the lunch menu. Whereas the rest of the restaurants we've been at before for lunch, it's similar stuff but smaller portions, okay? Yeah, Lori. So is ours. We love the caprese. Like mozzarella with tomatoes with a little balsamic on it. I mean, that's a meal for me. It's to die for. I ate all of mine, but it was not good. I just, I like to clean my plate typically. Question: do you know if people use walkie-talkies to communicate with members of their group? Lisa, we actually talked about this a little bit last night. The app I can't show you because my phone is the one bringing you balcony cam. There's a chat feature on the phone, on the Carnival app. It would be easiest just to use that. Now it does cost $5, but to me it's worth it. I've seen some people with walkie-talkies. Years past, myself and Lisa, who's now back, brought walkie-talkies. We could never get them to work great inside the ships.
No.
Just too much steel in between. Like if somebody's up all the way on deck 16 and you're on deck 5, we've never been able to make them work. So we stopped using them years and years ago, just plan meeting times or whatever. But with the chat feature, it's great. Oh, Lisa's sending me over stuff.
And I apologize. It's dark out, so they're not very good. But maybe it'll kind of give you a little bit of idea of what it is.
All right, going back here, y'all. Hang on. Going back here. So here's 3 pictures she sent me from the tailgate. Okay.
So they've got banners that are hung up along the side of the pool walls.
Look far left of the picture here. You can see
right.
one.
Now, on the edge of the pool is Kendall Fire. You can see her.
Is that her in the shorts?
No, on the edge of the pool.
Right there?
Yes.
Oh, poor girl.
On the edge of the pool. So she's holding this game, and she had everybody bundled up, and she called 4 corners like football, baseball, soccer, dodgeball. And then she turned her back to everybody and said one of them, and she counted down to like 10 or whatever, and everybody went to a corner. And then she called out one of the sports, and whoever was in that corner were eliminated from whatever the game is.
Yeah, there's like 20 people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot had already been eliminated, and it's cold.
But I'm looking around. There's just nobody there.
Yeah.
Look. Carnival's pretty good at adapting. I mean, most of the cruise lines are. I'll show you the last picture, but I'm sure it's the same as the other two.
This is just the other wall. There's like a faux bull there, and then it's just the banners that are hung up.
It's my guess they're going to move that party to one of the nights when they're down in the Caribbean when it's hot.
Yeah,
like
I would tend to
after
agree.
Roatan or Cozumel, or it doesn't matter. But not the last night at sea when they're, umpteen minutes away from 50 degrees, right? It's not comfortable. It hadn't been comfortable out there all day.
No.
You saw everybody in their jackets and hats and stuff. It's cold out there. So
and this is what they call first quarter. So I don't know
yeah,
what second,
it's
third,
3 hours long.
Yeah. So
well, maybe we'll take a sneak peek up there and see if it changed. Like people are eating dinner, so they don't want to go now, or they're packing and they don't want to go now. But it's a look. Everybody's packing, and so it's a little rough to have this big tailgate party. I think they ought to move it. I don't know. What do y'all think? Should they move it to a better night? Yes or no in the chat, whatever you think. Okay. Oh, no, without pasta. That's so right. Yeah, right, Granny Love? I mean, look, I'm Italian background. Serve anything without pasta is just wrong. Did you happen to try steamed food? I'm not sure if you caught this a few minutes ago. Lisa and I don't like seafood. So it's the one thing on the ship that we really haven't tried.
That's steam.
Steam.
Yeah,
you're talking about the dumpling plate. Yeah, it was great. Sorry. I thought it was seafood. Hang on.
Seafood Shack is still open, by the way. I think they're open until 10, I think. Yeah, they're still open.
I'm just going to clean the glasses because it's the only excuse I've got.
It's the mad cow.
The mad cow. Yeah, the steam, like they had different dumplings every day. It was good. Yep. No, we didn't eat there every day, but a couple times. They're supposed to start doing the ship tour in February. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and we also heard there was chit chat about like faster to the fun as well. I'm not sure that's available for the ship. We couldn't find any information about that either. It's just like I said, it was a rough day today trying to get y'all answers for some of the questions. Yeah. Just there's so many people in lines. Do they have lobster at any of the dinners for free? Yes, Trav, that was last night, bro. Where were you?
You missed it.
We actually showed you the picture. going to cost you, man. I'm telling you. Let's see.
See if you can find that picture.
I can find that picture. Maybe. Trav Rowe, just for you, man.
This is what you missed last night. Yeah.
This was the lobster tail served for free in the main dining last night.
Yeah.
Look at that sucker. That is one of the more beautiful lobster tails I think I've ever seen. Never mind on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
That's the whole. It's almost the whole plate.
Yeah.
It's pretty big, y'all.
Yeah,
I didn't doctor that photo up. Actually, that was our neighbor's lobster tail on the table. I looked over. I was like, "Holy cow! Can I get a picture of that?" Because I wasn't expecting it to be that big. So there you go, Trav. Nary, you're welcome. Many times John healed, so no game consoles can be hooked. Oh, interesting. So Macrina was answering somebody else's question about the game consoles. John Heald has said you can't hook the game consoles up to the TV. Yet you can change the input. Yet you can connect HDMI. I don't know. Use your best judgment. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that.
We've seen some of your judgments.
Yeah, little one-on-one, especially you. Hello, you'll be on Jubilee January 20th. Excellent. Sheila, welcome to the Tall Man Clan. After a few drinks, you won't feel a thing. See, right? What I've been talking about, little John. You'll be like that guy that was visiting us last night during the stream. Do you know anyone who did a cooking class? No, we do not. I'm sorry. We are signed up for 2 and wonder if it is worth it. Jennifer, you're going to have to be our eyes and ears. You're going to have to let us know. We don't know anybody that's done that. Okay? So our email, tallmansrvreviews.com. I know it's strange to have a cruise channel and have that email, but it's for our other channel. But Tallman's RV Reviews, that's where you send your pictures from 9 o'clock. That's where, let us know, just send an email. Hey, tried the cooking. It was great. Just let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear.
Thanks, Lisa. Appreciate it. You're welcome. Live field trip. I voted Galveston. Thank you, James. By the way, if it doesn't end up being Galveston, those who you want it to be Galveston, I still expect you to attend. I apologize, but, it's probably going to be Florida because that's where we're based out of, and I don't know. We'll see.
Poll's still going. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Cindy's going to help answer the AT&T question. I normally get the social internet package for those that have Facebook and can use Messenger bidet. Use the Messenger a bit to communicate with those at home. Hopes it helps. Okay, it was more of a tip and trick than to answer the AT&T thing. Yeah, look, download WhatsApp. It's a free app. You can chat with anybody anywhere
in the world.
As long as you got Wi-Fi. So buy the basic Wi-Fi package and cost you less, and then you can chat with anybody. They just have to have WhatsApp on their phone. Okay. AT&T replaces ship's internet, so you don't need both. But I heard AT&T is not that great. Thank you very much, Stephanie, for the input on that. Yeah, it's look. I know everybody tries to look for a less expensive option sometimes, but sometimes there just isn't one. Sorry, I'm just reaching for the plug so we can plug in. Yeah, man, Elon's got this thing hooked up. It's just working great. For the most part. We drop every once in a while, but it's great.
We're in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah,
once in a while it's okay.
The time of the year is best to do the Alaska cruise, and which cruise line? Well, first of all, Alaska only happens in a short period of time.
Yeah.
Can't go there during the winter. So it's mid to late May through late August, early September, I think. And most people will tell you it's best to go in the middle of the summer because it'll be the warmest. However, that's when everybody else is going to go. So it's a lot more crowded. As far as we're concerned, Princess Cruises is the best cruise line to do in Alaska. They've been doing it the longest. They have the most infrastructure, even though everybody else is fine. It's just Princess does it better.
Beautiful dome trains and
Just Gort, that's nice. Yep. Do they still have Bonnie's somewhere on board? Excuse me.
Paninis.
During hot buns. Whatever it's called.
Beach buns.
Beach buns. Thank you. I can't get it out of my head. Hot buns. They melt a couple of things. I'm sure I'd call it panini, but it sort of is. Like their ham and cheese, you can get them to smush it, and now it's kind of a panini, right? I guess. I don't know. Baden, I'm pretty sure this last Carnival cruise I went on, the basic package in it, we're able to Facebook message. Oh, there you go. Can everyone please give me a thumbs up? Give us. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's like 98 of you on and only 44 thumbs up. Come on. There was like 150 of you a while ago. Thumbs up. Where's Mrs. Tallman? Right here, Jared. Yeah, she went upstairs to look at the tailgate party.
Yeah.
Are we travel agents? No, we are not.
No.
We have no financial gain, here at all with you guys. So a lot of, there's not that what I'm about to say, there's anything wrong with it. But most YouTubers have YouTube channels, and they started most travel agents, they started their YouTube channels in hopes to use that as a marketing engine to help drive more traffic to their agencies. Mm-hmm. Again, it's neither a good thing or a bad thing. It's just what it is, right? We're neither. We don't have an agency, so I'm not here to make friends with you and then get you to book with me. I'm not an agent. We're just here to bring you completely what's the word I'm looking
Unbiased.
for? Unbiased,
Mm-hmm.
just unbiased answers and thoughts and opinions about the ships we cruise on, right? Because we're not beholden to anybody.
Yeah, we don't have an affiliation with anybody, so if we say something that upsets somebody, sorry, we tell you what we feel.
Yep.
Yep. Shoot, I was going to say something else now, and I can't remember what I was going to say.
No, I have a friend that will, by the way, set up our group cruise for us. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. He's a travel agent, but I've been using him for years, and I will use him to set up the group, and we will get our cabins, through him because that's what I do. Anyway, do they have scavenger hunts? Yes, Ronaldin, they did. Chloe, my dad and I are going on the Jubilee for my birthday. Congratulations, and
Happy
you're so excited.
Birthday.
Excellent. Any tips on anything or recommendations? Chloe, well, first of all, I don't know how old you are, Chloe. So I don't know what recommendations we should be talking about here. But look, everybody's going to have their own idea of a fun cruise. What I might like to do, you might not like to do. We talked to somebody who was asking me if I went on Bolt while you were gone. I can't go on it, but you might love that, right?
I did.
She did. The obstacle course, I can't go on it, but you may love it.
I did.
I love going to see the shows. Y'all might not want to sit there that long, right? So it's very, very hard to give tips about something to do on a ship because everybody's going to have a different style of cruising, right? So we sort of give you broad-based stuff. And we really need to start going into our broad-based answers here. So I'll tell you what, we're going to pause from answering questions and let's get into our thoughts. Because I know that's why a lot of you came and that's probably why a lot of people left. I do apologize. But I know so many people have a ton of questions. We're barely through half of them, I think, Lisa. So anyway, thank you all, by the way, for the thumbs up.
Yes, thank you.
I'll speak for myself and then we'll let Lisa do hers. Okay? All in all, we've had a lot of questions. Mardi Gras, Celebration, or Jubilee. We have not gone on the Mardi Gras, so I have to knock that off for now. Jubilee or Celebration? It's Celebration. 100%, hands down. Why? So, we've been on that ship 3 times. Now, we've only been on this one once. Now, for those who have cruised before, you may understand this, or what I'm about to say. For those who have not cruised, you may not understand it, and I apologize. But there is, thank you, there's an energy that a ship has, right? It's based upon really the ship itself, but the crew and the passengers that get on it. There's, like I said, there's an energy, there's a vibe, it really is a tangible thing. And it doesn't matter when you go on it. It almost always has that same sort of feel and that same vibe. Again, we went on the Celebration 3 times. Once was the Inaugural, once was a few weeks later, and once was 6 months later. It had the same feel and vibe every single time, right? I don't like the vibe and the feel on this ship. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just, there's something about it I don't like, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what to tell you what it is. Is it the staff? No, we pretty good. Is it the people? I mean, we've run into some curmudgeons, but I can't say it's 100% that. Like the guy tonight. Oh, I'll get into that in a minute. The guy tonight at dinner. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. But there's an energy that I just, it's weird. And interestingly enough, we hung out a little bit with Jay from Ship Life today. If y'all don't know, I mean, we're friends. We see him all the time, and we're not hanging out drinking. Well, maybe we are drinking at the bar. No, we don't really drink, but that's where we hang out at. He actually lives, fairly close to where we do, and we've become friends over the past year and a half or so. And he had the same sort of feeling. And when he was talking to me, I'm like, that's right. There's something, and I don't know what it is. And you may come on and never feel that. Now, by the way, remember what I told you when we first got on. We've had a fantastic time. This has been a great cruise. But if I had to choose between the Celebration and the Jubilee, I'm going to go on the Celebration 10 times. I'm coming back here no times. That's just me. Okay? And I hope it doesn't. I just wish there was a word or a specific moment or thing that I could tell you that led to the feeling. But I don't know. However, I will say this. It is an inaugural. Inaugural cruises always do feel a little different than regular cruises. It's why we went on the Celebration at least again. Because we wanted to see if that vibe, that feeling, was still going to be there. Okay? We need to do this one again for the opposite reason. To see whatever feeling we're feeling now goes away after the inaugural. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I don't want it to ruin your cruises. Again, we had a fantastic time. It's a great, big, new, beautiful ship. Does it have some problems? Yeah, we spoke to some guy today. His TV just started working this morning. It's been 6 days without a TV. There's some bathrooms that have it locked. There's some elevators that have stopped, trapped people, and they got off. They got them out. Been some shenanigans. It's Christmas. There's a lot of shenanigans going on. But overall, we've had a fun time, just like we have on every other cruise. As I mentioned before I started, it comes down to would I come back? And if it was based upon... All right,
Okay,
we're still
we're
here.
back.
We're still here, everybody. Sorry for the pause.
Yes.
Remember, we're in the middle of the ocean. There can be a glitch every once in a while.
And I did say that was okay.
Yes. So, we apologize. Let us know. Hang on, we're at a question.
Wanna
How
make
long
sure.
is a show? Short moments. Oh, we got to back up.
Yeah. Because it usually reboots or repopulates all the comments.
Where's Mrs. Tallman? Okay, so we
so
were
that's
almost
about where
towards
we
the end.
are.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
So please let us know. Can you hear us again? Are we with you? Right.
It shows that you're also here, so I want to make sure
Yeah.
that you are.
Make sure you
There's
can hear us
gonna be a little
because
bit
she
of
was right in the middle of
pause.
giving her thoughts about the ship when we lost signal.
Yes.
And so,
darn that internet.
yeah. So as long as you can hear us, please put a yes down there. While we're waiting, I'm just going to have some more food because.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Good.
All right. So
good.
she's going to start again.
So the way that I was going to explain my feeling about this ship as compared to the Celebration, there's this meme that is going around. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but I'm going to try to draw a picture for you. The meme is a picture of two little sisters. One is a younger sister, one is an older sister. They are dressed identically. The expression on the little girl is, yee, the tiny one. The expression on the older one is, and the caption is, the little girl is, I'm dressed just like my big sister. And the big sister is like, I'm dressed just like my little sister. And that's kind of the way that I feel. There are so many similarities between the two ships, but the vibe is kind of different. And it's almost like a, big sister, little sister rivalry kind of a thing. I don't know. Hopefully that explains it a little bit. But I almost feel like maybe this ship needs a little bit more identity. Sure, it's got the Star of Texas on the front of the ship, and it's got, a few little things here and there.
But not one Texas infused show.
But it's yeah.
Like the shows in like the theater or whatever.
Not one.
Not one of them. They're all new, but not one of them is a sort of
Not-
country-ish based, Texas-based theme show. Not one of them.
And I almost feel like Texas is a huge state, and there's so many things that it's so diversified. And I feel like there should be more Texas related things on this ship. And I think that's kind of where I'm going with it. I think it's kind of, I don't want to say an identity crisis, but it kind of is.
Well, it's because they've built this up to be
Texas.
a high 100% Texas ship.
Yeah,
it's never going anywhere.
Texas.
In fact, we're so, we're painting the Texas star on the front of the ship.
Yes.
I mean, that's what this was all about. And so when we get on, it just doesn't feel that way.
Everything is almost like an afterthought. Like, oh, well, that would be something cool. Let's do that. But it's not integrated into the entire ship. It's like almost like wearing a mask. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
And that's kind of my feeling, because it is so similar, the decor and everything. It looks like it's a celebration, but it doesn't feel like it's a celebration.
And that could be part of the problem, too.
Yeah.
That we love the celebration so much, and when you come here, because it's, look, in any class of ship you go on, whether it's the Vista, it doesn't matter what the class is. All the sister ships look exactly the same. From a layout standpoint, right?
But the
this hall's going to go here and go right.
The decor is always different, but it's not. And it wants to be, it needs to be, I think.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my feeling. It's not that it's a good thing or a bad thing, but like Robert said, we've been on the celebration so many times, and it's like this new ship wants to be like the celebration, and it's a different feel, and it needs to go with that feeling, I think, and be different. It doesn't need to be a replica. It needs to go and be different. That's kind of my feeling.
Loretta, not to jump in questions. There's a guy wearing all black doing country stuff. Yes, single guitarist.
And he's great.
And I saw the trio of fiddle players, but they weren't playing in country every time I walked by them. Now, man, I didn't sit there for hours waiting. Okay. Any music that we have seen, when we have seen it, none of it's been country. Again, doesn't mean they don't do it. Just means I haven't caught them doing it yet. And of course, they've got the Havana Bar, which plays nothing but salsa, right? So they're excluded.
Yeah.
Okay?
And it just...
maybe they could play some Tejas instead. It's a Texas ship. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
So anyway, so let's back up. So I mean, overall, great cruise.
Yes.
We would not come back. We would go celebration. I might. In this case, because of what we do, we're going to come back to see if we feel different.
Oh, I wouldn't say I'll never go back on that ship again. But if I had the choice, I'm going to go on celebration.
Well, that's how I said it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were.
It's not like oh no, I'll never go on there. If somebody's like, hey, I've got these free tickets, let's go on a cruise.
Oh God,
I'm
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've had a good time.
Yeah. And the people are wonderful. They are. Everybody all of the employees that we've met are wonderful.
We've made some great new friends on here too. Not just on the stream with all of you, but on the ship as well. So it's been great.
Yes.
So overall, as we said, our thoughts are, right? There's stuff they'll fix, right? Those things, right? The port's got to fix the port stuff. Just look, figure out the traffic patterns and keep the traffic patterns the same all the time. I cannot tell you how many comments I've answered. But to my statements, meaning our time was horrible. But I've gone there and it's great. But I've gone there and had no problems. But, well, that's great. That's awesome. But you weren't there when I was there. and I can put you in front of 6,000 other freaking people that are going to tell you the same thing I'm saying. Embarkation was a nightmare. Yeah. It was. So you don't have to defend the port. I'm sure it has been great, and I'm sure it will be great again. But on our day, it was crappy. Even this one guy, I've never seen slanted sidewalks before. What, do you want me to show you the video of it, sir? I look, there's your sidewalk. It looks just like this. I don't know what else to tell you, buddy. He's like, well, I've never been down. Well, that's why you haven't seen them, because what I'm talking about, there is a parking structure across from the not just the port, but the terminals. There's actually a parking garage. The rest of them are just flat parking lots that are just sort of past or before, depending which way you're coming. Those flat ones have a shuttle buses that you can get on to shuttle you to the terminal, because it's a bit of a walk. But if you don't want to wait for the long line of the shuttles and you try to walk, the sidewalk is like this. You literally can't walk on it. You have to walk in the street, because it's only 2 lanes. 1 lane in either direction. And yeah, it's a little messy. So, but if the port security, could work out a traffic pattern that remained the same at all times, the locals that come and go a lot learn it, know it, and then we who visit can then also experience the good. Because we had an Uber driver take us in. He was just there the day before, so the traffic patterns were completely different. He had no problems. It was great. Drove right up. It was awesome. And there was a ship there the day before, right? We show up, the traffic pattern on our day. Traffic patterns are completely different.
Gotta turn around and go back there.
He does know sort of the way in, make it a little easier, right? Which he did. And we pulled up 10 feet, maybe 20 feet, from where he should stop. It's like this little turn to let us out. It's actually the Uber area, right? And the security's like, no, you have to do a U-turn, go back 3 miles, go up, come back, and then come down this street. It was going to literally be a 45-minute process.
Easily.
And the dude's like, but it's right there. He's going to have to pull into the area to do this stinking U-turn.
That was what was funny.
Right. And the security guard was, it was nasty. And so the guy's, not a problem, I'm doing the U-turn. He did the U-turn, stopped, opened the doors, we all got out. I heard the guy say, hey, and we just kept on walking. Right? Yeah. That was our experience. I know y'all's were great, and I'm glad for that, really. Yeah. But they need to work on that a little bit so that it's great all the time, not just occasionally. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay? Now I got another thing to rant about.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this has been building up.
Macrina, 4,200 square feet.
No. Y'all can put your 2,900 square feet away. It's just a couple things. One is a question. On y'all's cruises, think back in time. When has putting your pile of dirty, filled with food dishes from your cabin out in the hallway? When has that actually become a thing? Because I don't remember it. I remember, I guess, seeing a few empty dishes before, but I don't ever remember seeing piles of half-eaten food and melted ice cream dripping all over the outside everywhere. Which, by the way, that might be part of it, too. I've seen empty beer cans. I've seen a lot of trash around this ship. And it's not because the staff is not picking it up. It's because the people that are on board are dumping it there quicker than the staff can pick it up. Yeah. Anyway.
That is true.
There's places for the trash. For at least leave it in your cabin and/or on a table. But I've found empty beer cans and statues. I've seen them everywhere. Yeah. It's been a little
tucked in the handrails. Yeah. They are.
But again,
everywhere.
back to the dirty dishes. Like like this. We've got some stuff here. When we're done, we're gonna put our dishes together. And they're gonna stay right here in our cabin until our cabin steward takes it out. Right? Because put it in the hallway, all you're doing is you're making a mess out there. I don't know. Did we miss something that happened, and that's a thing, and I just didn't know it? I don't know. I'm gonna scroll down. Thank you, Theodore, by the way, for the super chat. Macrina 29. Desiree, thank you. The celebration of the Mardi Gras better. How much was the Uber? We were staying. Oh, somebody want to know about hotels? We're gonna talk about hotels in a minute. Our Uber is like $20 because we came from the other side of the island. Anyway, they were doing that on my very first cruise on the Magic out of New York in 2022.
Oh,
did make no sense. So
yeah,
it was being done on the Fascination in 2014. All my past Royal Cruises had trays and multiple doors with plates of uneaten food. Appreciate. Interesting. Yeah, I just don't remember that, and it's sticking out to me more, I think, on this ship because there's much more of it and a lot more trash.
There is a lot.
Oh, okay, Cindy. I've had crew tell me that they want us to leave it in the hallway for it to be picked up, so it's
So it
doesn't sit in the room all night long, meaning somebody in the middle of the night can come by and pick it up instead of the room stewards having to deal with it. Okay. I mean, I'm good with it if it's... I just didn't know it was a thing. But this next thing is definitely not a thing. And it's been eating up my craw the entire time we've been on this ship. And honestly, the last ship. Okay? People, I love you. Everybody who's here with us now, of course, most importantly. But for those who are not, that are going to watch this after and stick through as long as this to get to this rant. If there is a line for something, let's say big chicken, and it weaves around, I don't care how hungry you are, the other 47 people in line waiting for the same damn thing you are, get in line. Right? I'll make it even different. Customer service. Or dinner tonight. I don't care what your problem is. Outside of someone in your family is having a heart attack and you need medical assistance or something like that. Obviously, cut every line, get the help you need. But you should be calling 911 anyway. Even here on a ship, call 911. But I don't... Your problem is no different than the other 57 problems of the people that have been waiting patiently in the line. Please, y'all, stop cutting in line. There's a reason why there's literally, they put stanchions out for you to get in the line. And 99.9% of people stand in those lines nicely. It's the 0.1% of you entitled people who think that your problem is different than the rest of ours that you have the right to cut line. It's BS. And it pisses off the other 57 people who have been standing there in line. And so, for the love of God, please, if there's a line for something and you show up, just remember, your problem is just not more important than the other problems, or whatever it is you want, than the other people standing in line. Okay? Another one today in the store, the Carnival store, to get these. The Carnival jackets were a big hit, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
my gosh.
Beautiful.
Everybody wants the Inaugural jacket, whatever. I think it's like $75 or $60.
They're beautiful.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And so there's two little girls working in there, and there's this gigantic line of people wanting to buy stuff. Some jackets, some not jackets. Okay? The jackets were sort of gone. And so somebody was going to have to leave to go get more jackets. But they couldn't because they were trying to help the people that they're there. And so some of these people started getting pissed off that the cashiers who were there to ring people out weren't going to stop to handle their one problem because they wanted the one thing that was out of stock. I'm sorry, it's out of stock. They said they would, I was listening to it, they said they would get into the back when they could get the line down. It will take about 20 minutes. Please come back. But they spent another 5 minutes standing there arguing with them. Please, for the love of God, people. It's vacation, right? Pack your sense of humor and some fun and stand in line when you need to stand in line.
I missed all that fun.
Oh, my gosh.
I missed that.
And I managed to get through that without cussing one time.
Yeah, you said one word, but that's it.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You're trying to get me to say
No.
it. I see how
Did I
you
cuss?
are.
Did I drop a four-letter word in there and I missed it? Miss Bree Bizzle, I mean, you're exactly correct. That's why I said it's been building up, right? We've been on like back to back, sort of. We've had like 1 week off in between, and it builds up over time, and because it is like that, it has been no different. Please don't take that this is the only cruise we've seen people do that. It's just been building. This is a PSA for the cruising community. People, your crap is no more important than my crap. Stand in line. And if you think so, come see me. We can have a conversation face to face. Right? Just let's have a good time. Look, we stand in line. We sit down. We just stand there. We just let it happen, right? I tell you, we're just the easy, go with the flow mostly kind of people. And this gentleman at dinner time, there's a line of people. There was a problem with the app. Nobody was able to check in, right?
That's true.
And so you were there for that.
I was there for that.
And then this dude, you know, hey, I've already got a reservation. Everybody in freaking line had a damn reservation. It just wasn't working. The app. And so, and the lady's right in the middle of trying to help somebody, and he's squawking at her. Yeah. And she's like, "Sir, I will get to you in a minute." And he's like, "No, now." I'm like, that's what I'm like. Okay, tonight we're talking about that because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, guys.
When we sat down, I was like, thank you, Lord, for not sitting us next to those people.
Yeah. Oddly enough, they were close enough, and I stared at them the entire dinner, just fuming even more. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can't wait to get that camera on.
That's what that look was for. I was like, dang, what are you all upset about?
Giving him the eye of burn through your soul.
Well, at least that makes sense.
Yeah, look, I don't even care if you're in the presidential suite, which I appreciate it. But a reservation, his problem was no different than our problems. We all had the same problems. The app wasn't working, just like his wasn't working. But he felt that he was more important than the other 47 people standing in line that he cut right up and made a fuss. And what did Carnival do? Of course, they helped him. Instead of telling him to take his butt to the back. Like several of the rest of the people around us were telling him. Now, and that gets back to something I've been talking about in the other stream is, you set the rules. Here's what you promise. But if you break your promise, that dilutes the promise, right? Whether
it actually encourages that type of thing to happen because people know they can get away with it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that. So I appreciate you sticking with me through that. Again, not Jubilee related, but just Jubilee added the salt, the gas on the fire. Salt in the wounds, the gas in the fires, all that stuff. Okay, back to some questions now.
Oh my goodness.
By the way, a bunch of you have put super chats in. Thank you all. I mean, everybody,
so much,
really, from the bottom of my heart. Chris, I know, and Short Moment of My Day. Thank you so much, Desiree, Theodore, and all the people who had done before. When we lost the stream, it deleted all your names, so I couldn't see them. So if you're still with us and I didn't call your name out, it is not because we are not grateful. We are truly grateful from the bottom of our hearts, okay?
Yes, we are.
All right, so let's go back to where, Danny, amen, preacher brother. I'm with you, man. But we were talking about something here. There's Macrina 2900. Yeah, that's not going to work tonight, girl. Happy holidays, Desiree. Oh, and by the way, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
There's 2 days and the ball's dropping.
Yes.
Right? Somebody earlier was asking, were we going to be, at Disney while you were gone? I'm like, absolutely not. Not a chance in hell we're going there for No. They could have checked Danny and Mitch. How's the food? Good. We've sort of talked about. We've already.
I think we got a yes in there, and I think that's when we lost signal.
Okay.
So that was right. Lori
Bell.
Yes. I think that's when we came back in.
Texas by storm. Y'all complain too much. You can stop watching if you like. How's the food? Generally, it's been great.
Yeah.
The first couple days, even the service was a little slow, but it's gotten great.
Yeah, they are right on top.
And we talked about that, last night, right? Even though these servers have all been with Carnival for a very long time, it is a ballet. And none of them have necessarily worked together, and so they got to work out the ballet. And it only works when the ship is full of people. And so, but they're really quick to get at it. And yeah, our service in Cucina was great tonight. Chibang for lunch, in the main dining yesterday and the third day. It was only the first couple days it was like, oh yeah, this hurts. And so we just have to remember for the first couple days it's going to be painful on an inaugural cruise. After that, it gets way better. Okay.
I will say they have picked up the pace so much faster than Celebration. Celebration, we went back even 2 weeks later, and it was
a little messy.
Yeah.
If Carnival could have made more money at another port, the Star would be gone. It's potential, right? It's potential. Question: is the buffet food like the other Carnival ships? Jessica, yes, it does. Supposed to have a Texas infused feel, but as I mentioned at the ways back, we only actually have gone to the buffet for breakfast and the one time at lunch. And we didn't.
Dinner.
Huh?
One time at dinner.
No, we didn't eat dinner. That was the other ship.
Was it?
Yeah.
The other ship? No,
Yep.
I thought we had dinner in the buffet.
We didn't have dinner at the buffet here.
Okay.
Generally speaking, yes. It's just like the other ships. But usually they have one dish that is Texas infused. The first day they didn't do well on that.
Yeah,
with some kind of ribs with tomato sauce on it or something. I don't know. They could have had a Czech, Spanish, German, Mexican, Western influence, etc. all the major demographics that shape the state. Look, as Lisa said, there's a lot of demographics here. It's hard to really put it in words what we feel is missing. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
It doesn't, to me, it just doesn't feel Texas enough.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
If it's supposed to feel, I don't, well, that's the thing. I don't know what it's supposed to feel. They sort of told us, I mean, it's going to be Texas. It's going to be Texas. It's going to be Texas. I lived in Texas for 3 years. This isn't Texas.
No.
So, and maybe that's part of the problem. It's, for us, be honest, it was the same experience we had on the Venezia.
Yes,
they spent months and months and months.
Yes.
We're redoing the ship, and it's getting revamped, and it's going to be this, and it's going to be that, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah.
It wasn't.
Poppycock. It was none of it.
Yeah, no.
They slapped the name Carnival in front of Venezia. They changed the name of the restaurants to be their names, meaning Carnival names, not Costa names. They may have done like behind-the-scenes stuff, like systems and engines and stuff like that, but it was the same carpet. There was no refurb that went on. It was exactly like the Costa Venezia. But they built up this big
whole
thing.
Italian fun thing, and
yeah, it was a big letdown.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful ship. Again, we had a great time, but it was a big letdown based upon the build-up.
Yeah.
And I feel the same here. Okay, happy holidays to you, Desiree. I'm hearing this a lot, that the people love the celebration of Mardi Gras better. Yep, there you go. Desiree, thank you so much. Macrina, $2,900. How much was the Uber? Like I said, it was around $20, something like that. My past rolls had the trays and the food and the food and the food and the food. Okay. Again, I apologize. I just didn't know it was a thing because we've never done that. Johnny Hill said, put the dishes in the hallway because the cabin stewards are not supposed to be handling it. Okay. There we go. Thank you, John. Thank you, Macrina.
All right.
That has happened on all three of my cruises. The dishes and okay. Yep, more kids. That's why I'm guessing. Maybe. Kids don't drink beer. Yeah. Well, I mean, the 21-year-old do, I guess. But, anyway. I saw it on the cruises, not many. It was disgusting, lazy people. Yeah. Amen, preacher, brother. Yep. An entitled cruiser happens there. Yes, it does. Yeah. We already talked about that. Preach. Cutting in lines infuriates me. Yep, it does, everybody. And some people speak out, instantly. And unfortunately, that's when a kerfuffle starts a lot of times. It just does, right? Yeah. Because a lot of times the people that are cutting line are obviously the entitled ones, which they are cutting line. And if somebody speaks to them wrong, they're going to lash back at them instantly. And all of a sudden it's security, and there's 2 cop cars waiting with people with handcuffs when we get off the ship tomorrow, right? Yep. Leave the crappy attitudes. Don't pack them. Pack everything else. Leave that home. Yes, you did. You just said, "Damn." I thought that's an okay word. If it's not, I apologize. Need to learn military life. Hurry up and wait. Right? Maybe that's why I'm so good with it, because that's with me. Yeah. Sorry, Darren. Yeah. Oh, well, so true. People always get more irritating on the last day, and at debarkation for sure. They're back to their curmudgeon self. No, they're mostly curmudgeons the entire time.
Yeah. But there is this whole thing about leaving. Nobody wants to leave, and
that's true.
You did get a little cranky. I see that frequently.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's the end of the cruise. They're having to get back to reality, so they're like,
I gotta go pack my bags. I gotta.
Not on this ship, but we were on the Symphony of the Seas trying to get on an elevator mid cruise, and they're like, "Hey, room for 2." No, they hit the close the door button. We're like, okay. Put on deodorant today. I don't know. People get me rude on vacations, and yeah. Well, look. We work with people for a living, and so we're always with people, whether we're streaming and talking to you, but face to face, live all the time. Yeah. And so I get it. I mean, I do. So, Danny, and I said it again. Just if it offends you, I apologize. We try to keep it PG. That's the least offensive 4-letter word I know. I'll say crap a lot more. How's that? I was told they can't help me after I got injured in August. On the Dream? Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Yep, the people can be rude at any time. Yeah, absolutely. Was no AC. Our room didn't clean. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's not good, Danny. We've actually been on a ship where we didn't see our room steward for 3 days.
That's
2.5 days recently.
That was a royal ship.
Was it a royal ship?
That was the Anthem of the Seas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, wasn't this the celebration the first couple days too?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, celebration. We did.
So we ended up loving the ship. It's been great ever since.
Yeah.
If you confront the rule breaker, you end up on the other kind. Yeah, you do. The kind that Jay puts out.
Yes.
We'll be in a Jay video. I told him we were going to do a collab. I'm a school teacher. Those people are always interesting when you work with their sweet little ones, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
God bless you.
Yeah,
God bless
kudos.
you. You just booked the Jubilee, but are making me reconsider.
No,
look. We have this conversation, and we call it a conversation because you're able to chat with us as we're having the conversation.
Yes.
And even the symphony that we just got off of, that was so big, it's not our style of cruising. But we still had a great time because we carved out our fun within that gigantic ship. Okay? Mm-hmm. Same thing here. We've carved out our fun inside the gigantic ship that we're in. Not as big as the symphony, but still a big ship, right? So even though it may be something we don't like, or we've had these moments, they're moments. And they pass.
They do.
And you just move on and, to the next thing. And I only brought it up because it just happened, two, it's been happening on every cruise, and hoping that you may share this and it may go viral and somebody, it just, everybody, not somebody, everybody just stops being rude, because we all at some point in time on a cruise ship are gonna have to stand in a line for something, whether it's getting on, getting off, getting food, or getting a question answered. You're gonna have to stand in a line. And your moment, your thing, what your want, need, desire is just not more important than the other people that are already waiting. So just wait. It's that simple. It won't take long. Trust me. The cutting, in the end, takes much longer because of the conversations you end up having along the way.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Happy New Year, Barbara. Happy New Year, Pam.
Happy New Year.
You work in retail. People can be, Mr. Cruise Fever, absolutely.
Yes.
101. You need some of Mark Roberts' fart spray. I want one of the glitter bombs. I'm going to put it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah. I would have walked by their table. Excuse me. Me, what are you missing? Nothing, Queen Hobo. Turn the volume back off. You're all right. LOL. That's what I was thinking. They're missing all of us to make it even more crazy and fun.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes,
maybe.
you and me. That's what's missing. And you missed some comments. Did I miss some comments?
Oh,
I'm so sorry. More positive reviews from the celebration of Mardi Gras, because there have only been 6,200 people to make reviews from the Jubilee. You know what? That's a good point, Danny. Right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the Mardi Gras has been out for a few years now. The celebration has been out for just over a year, and now the Jubilee is brand new. It's a week old. So, of course, there's many, many more reviews. But I don't think there are a lot of bad reviews. And not that I want this to be a bad review. It's just, there's just something not right. And I don't know what it is. So, when you guys come, have a fantastic time. See if you can figure out what it is. You know my email now. Let us know. Yes, hurry up and wait. Love it. Yep. We'll be on the Jubilee April 6th. My first time hearing you guys, and happy to see you all live. You'll be watching more for sure. Yeah, absolutely, Sandy. We've shown you the whole ship over the past 7 days. Enjoy. You'll be an expert before you even get on.
Right.
All your friends will be coming to you, and then just go watch.
Where's this? Where's that?
Those two funny morons. They'll tell you. Barbara G. My husband used to laugh at and say I always pull the mother card and ask rude people. You need to treat. Yeah, rude people, sorry. I'd ask rude people, do you treat your mother that way? It usually works.
Oh, man.
Didn't see your room for 24 hours. Ouch. Oh, didn't see your, I'm assuming we were talking about the cabin stewards. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm good.
My gosh.
You're good. And she's pointing it out. Damn. Thanks. I've said way worse. Normally I do.
I won't let him.
Look, I spent some time in the military and chewing dirt and stuff, and 4-letter words are just part of the dictionary. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to say it. January 6th party, that's right, little one-on-one. Guys, while I'm loyal to Royal, I'm trying the Jubilee out for Mardi Gras 2025. Hopefully, I'll see you out. Absolutely, Chris.
Yeah, that'd
we're
be
gonna have a group.
great.
We are gonna set up a group cruise without a doubt. Remember, I'll say it, and I should say these things multiple times, or have a ticker running or something. I put a poll up on our community post tab on our page to see what people would like. Either Florida, Galveston, or it doesn't matter. We have to, or California for that. I mean, it could be wherever. But us being based out of Florida, realistically, it probably will end up being that. It does have the most options, right? So first things first, pick a place. Second thing, picking a cruise line. It's probably going to be Carnival because we're meeting you all while we're on the Carnival ship. And then last but not least, itinerary. So, and in the end, that might be too much to get so many people to agree. We may just pick it and let's go, right? Okay, anyway. How's Kindle Fire? She's amazing. Fantastic. Yeah. I'll be honest. Top 3 favorite, maybe best. Yeah. Really, she's been fantastic. Her sail away party, better than any we've ever been at, ever. Period in the history of cruising. Yeah. Fantastic. Agreed. And I don't think it had anything to do with that. It was the inaugural. She has this energy, like the Energizer Bunny Rabbit. Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I thought this is going to be great. I mean, that we started off day one like, yeah, and then it was just like, yeah, I don't know. Well, finer glitter bomb, right? It's your honest opinion, which I love. Thank you, Carlotta. I just, I don't want to, BS people. It's how we feel, and it can't be right or wrong. It's how we feel. It's an opinion. It's just an opinion. Honestly, it's why I love your channel. Thank you, no BS. Thank you. How long is the show? Lori, are you talking about shows in the ship? If you're talking about shows in the ship, they're usually between 40 and 50 minutes. Okay? Mm-hmm. If that's what you're asking. Our shows, they just go on until y'all stop asking questions. Baby girl hasn't found her groove yet, then she will be vibing. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Right? So that's why I said we'll probably come back and, like we did with the celebration, maybe in 6 months, and go on another one and see how we feel. Because look, first of all, it's an inaugural. So things are going to be, like, weird, really. Because all inaugurals are a bit weird. They are. 2, it's Christmas. And so I will say this. Most inaugural cruises we go on by themselves have a special kind of feel. Because it's typically not filled with 100% of the normal type of passengers that ship will be seeing. There'll be a lot more platinums and diamonds, a lot more of the executives and stuff like that on there. Several of them that we've been on have been overseas or transatlantic, which are longer ones, and so that cuts out a lot of the kiddos and the parents because they can't be away that long, right? It's during school time, and so they have a different feel to them, and we don't hate kids. It's not that. I'm just a comment. Okay, we love kids. We have one of our own, and who's got her own, which we love. Our grandson. Hi, Blake. You're probably watching. Hey, buddy. Actually, he's probably asleep. He's probably asleep. 10 o'clock. Yeah. Anyway, he's probably asleep. But this cruise doesn't seem to have a lot of that. It just seems. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not kidding. I sat at dinner outside of staring at those other people, contemplating what I was going to say to you all tonight of how I feel, because I just can't put it into words. That's I just can't put it, which is unusual for me. Mm-hmm. First cruise will always be the one to figure out the glitches and get it fixed. Yeah, exactly. It's why I'm so surprised they didn't try to figure out how to get this ready enough to put at least employees, like not employees that work here, but get other employees, somebody to get on the ship and serve them as passengers for the transatlantic part. Right? Even if everything wasn't open, at least work out the elevators, work out, some of the kitchen stuff. I mean, just get a lot of that going, and so you can start dialing it in. But yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah, to me it just seems awfully strange to have an inaugural and Christmas. That's just a weird combination. I mean, that's just honestly, like elegant night and white night, the same night. Yeah, it's just asking for trouble, in my opinion. Yeah, it just is, because you're putting all of these anomalies together and shaking them all up and opening the box
And it's just asking for trouble.
Lori's asking, what do we really like about the Celebration ship? Okay, so first of all, one, it's always going to have a special place in our heart because it's the ship our daughter decided to get married on. So that was one. Okay, two, there's an elegance to that ship. The Celebration was our first ship that we have been on post-pandemic. It is also the first new ship that we had been on in a long time. And the first new Carnival ship that we've
And our first
seen.
inaugural.
And our first inaugural. It was a lot of firsts for us. Our first overseas,
Yes,
right?
a lot of firsts.
Prior to this, most of Carnival ships have a look and a feel.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to offend anyone, but let's just use the word gaudy,
Yeah.
which does not excite us at all. This ship, the Celebration, right?
Very classy.
Very classy. It reminded us of a celebrity ship. There was no gaudy colors. Everything was very well laid out. And of course, it started with the Mardi Gras, but we didn't go on the Mardi Gras. We went on the Celebration, right? And it didn't feel like the old style Carnival. Gaudy, get drunk and party 3 and 4 day cruise kind of ships.
Disco ball and
Right.
dark purple and
This was a mature, coming of age Carnival, right? And I think that's what resonated with us, right? And of course we've gone on a couple more times since. Again, once my daughter got married, obviously we weren't going to marry. We weren't going to miss that. So it's a different vibe, right? It did feel to us all 3 times more like, even though the fun was there, right? The party was there. Lee, your cruise director, he's great.
Yeah.
He's fun as heck, this guy,
Yeah.
right? So it's not subdued. It's party just like this, but it was a different party. It seemed more respectful. There were no beer cans everywhere. There was no trash everywhere, right? And again, maybe it's accentuated by the fact that this is Christmas, which is why I will back up and say we're going to have to come on this again and see how that experience is compared to the one we're having here, and see if that's going to change our opinions. Because it could be, like, at least this is the combination of piling it all on,
Putting
Christmas,
it all in.
inaugural, the executives, and all the kids from the vacations, and and holy moly. But let me tell you, there's security walking around here nonstop in packs.
I've never seen so many security guards, personnel, walking around at all hours of the day and night. I mean,
all the time.
Always.
All the time.
Yeah, I've
Only used to see
never-
them at night, hanging out by the club.
And then it was
Not
just,
now.
Then it was just 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Now it's like there's groups of them, and,
They're in
and
packs.
just every couple of hours it seems like I see security somewhere.
And again, maybe all the subliminal things. Maybe that is what's setting it. Fun family time with none of the shenanigans. And a ship that is not gaudy, but very beautiful and elegant. The shows were great. Well, of course, the shows are great here, too. But everything else that I've said, I don't feel any of that here. I just don't. New Orleans, Robert, the whole world ain't right anymore. Huh, that's true.
Yeah,
That's why you buy
have
the
a
drink
point.
package. A couple drinks, you won't care.
Yeah.
Military life, they will never know. 4-letter word, what that is, right? 4-letter word. Army. Navy. Marine. Anyway, did I just skip somebody? Macrina, sometimes when a theme is forced and it's not 100% carried through, it can be disappointing and feel like a miss.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, that's what it was with Venezia, and I think it's probably what some of that is here, too.
I think that's some of it. Yeah, I do.
Did you hear some steel drum music on the ship ever? Yeah, poolside. Got a single solo guy. He's also been inside the ship as well. Fantastic. So if you like steel drum, you're going to get that here. Okay? You're going to love it. I met Kindle Fire in the Vista. She's the only CD I know.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
Like you said, she's probably one of our top 3 favorites. I think Lee and probably Mark Hugh are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably Kindle's #1. I mean, really, she's
good.
fantastic. If that's the only one you've been with, you might be disappointed. New Orleans, but not in the winter. 4-hour dark ride down to cold Mississippi, and it's depressing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all about knowing where Denny Mag from Louisiana. I was west of NOLA, live in Louisiana. Oh, got a bunch of great, awesome connect. I wonder if the fact this only had 3 days after arrival on the ship was too short of a time to get things ready. Ship arrives December 20th, and it had over 6,000 people on it 3 days later. So that's not the drill. Look, every ship is going to have an inaugural, and most inaugurals are a transatlantic situation. Most of them, because they're making use of that 12 to 15 day period where it's crossing the ocean to make some money, to be honest, and use us all as guinea pigs to get stuff fixed. Because as we've been saying, it's going to take time to get stuff fixed. It just is. And
just know that if you are on an inaugural cruise, you are definitely a guinea pig. Look, you are a paying guinea pig.
Paying guinea pig, right?
Yeah,
and look, for those who are getting on tomorrow, there may be still a few things that are not ready yet or not completely up to snuff. I mean, everything's ready, but ready and really ready, I guess, is two different things. So, anyway, the 3 days that they had in port was mostly about ceremonies and putting the furniture out, because they didn't put the furniture out because they didn't want it damaged in case there was bad weather. Again, to me, that was crap. They just weren't ready for it yet. And so it's the first cruise, the inaugural, that really puts the ship, that's what really tests it. All the stuff they've done before, that's about systems, right? The emergency systems. Are the engines working? Are the fire suppression systems working? Is the intercom working? I mean, is all that. That's what all that stuff, that when they're doing that all overseas, that's what that's all about. But once all the crew gets on, and all the passengers, are the food service lines working? Are the ordering systems working when there's 6,000 people all trying to get food at the same time, and the waiters are touching in their little thing? Is that working? I mean, none of that can be tested until you are on the ship. None of it. Are the elevators, are they working? Well, I don't know. It's the first time the ship's gone. We've had 6,000 people using them non-stop. Again, only during an inaugural. So the 3 days, that was just an extra 3 days for them to put tables out. Really, it had nothing to do with anything else. Oh, you're getting on May 25th. You're going to love it, really.
Yeah,
honestly, you guys are going to have a fantastic time.
Absolutely.
I would like to ask everyone to consider the tray situation. I'm handicapped and in a wheelchair. It's a nightmare for me. Interesting. That's something you should bring up on John Heald's Facebook page, right? Some quarters, most of them in this ship are pretty big.
Most of the hallways are definitely wide on this ship.
But some of them are not. Not just this ship, but most ships. There's some. The one we just got off, I was surprised.
The Celebrity Ascent, the hallways were really skinny.
Yeah.
This is like almost twice the width.
Yeah.
The hallways on this ship.
Yeah, but Barbara, bring that up for those, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe they got to keep them inside. Right?
Yeah.
Celebration was the first cruise your wife and you went on in 1999. Oh, the old Celebration. Okay. Wow. Nice. So the new one may have some sentimental value too, even it's a new one. It's the namesake of your first ship. Yeah. Our first ship together was the Triumph. Our first together, yep. Ship's supposed to be delivered. That's correct. So the original inaugural got canceled because the ship was going to be delayed, right? And so the transatlantic part, they actually did use. There was a bunch of subcontractors on there finishing up the tile, finish up the paint, all that fit and finish, the little last minute stuff. They did that as they were crossing the ocean, as opposed to crossing with passengers. It would have been nice if it was like New Year's instead of the Christmas, and I don't know. The XL ships are very bright, fresh, and airy. Gives Carnival a 2.0. It does. Yeah. Like I said, we even though we've cruised so much with Carnival, that whole gaudy, it was not our thing, not our scene. Even though we like to hang out and have, back in the day, have a cocktail, we still might have one. We tell you we don't drink. We may have one. But, we'll hang out, listen to a band, and dance, or whatever, have a good time. But these ships, to like Macrina's point, it's like Carnival 2.0.
Yeah.
They've matured.
Yeah.
Right? They're maybe, I don't want to say trying to go after a different crowd, but it's a different feel than their old gaudy ships.
Well, their customer base has gotten older and
That's true.
more graceful, and
That's
so
true.
I guess it's about time that they did as well.
There you go. Good point. I will call this a stress test. Yeah, absolutely. Is the Chinese restaurant free? Okay, JD. If you're talking about Chibang, part Chinese, part Mexican, for the first 6 months, it is free on this ship. After the first 6 months, I'm not sure what will happen, but if it's anything like the other XL ships, again, Celebration and the Mardi Gras, it is the first time further away from the Inaugural than the Entitled Platinum and the Diamonds will be less. Thus, less beer cans and dirty dishes. Amy for saying this. Look, Danny, you're probably right. Right? So, but there's always going to be, somebody entitled, always somebody that feels like they don't have to wait in line. As far as the dirty dishes, yeah, again, I don't think there'll be a lot of times where the ship sails with this many people. It'll be Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, and some dates in the summer, right? Other than that, you probably might see max of double occupancy, which is 5,500. I think that's even going to be a push, but you never know. You never know. There might be a reason why the cruise lines have not parked the biggest of their ships in Galveston before. They may not be able to pull enough people. Because we can tell you from doing cruises out of Florida, there's a lot of international people that fly in to get on these ships.
Yeah.
They're more likely to fly into Florida, because there's some international airports, if you will. Not that Houston isn't an international airport, but to fly into Houston and then take a car ride for an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to the ship. Whereas you can fly into Miami and be at the port in a couple minutes, or Fort Lauderdale a couple minutes. Well, Miami might be 20 minutes, but Fort Lauderdale is right there.
Still way less than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a much closer drive.
'Tis the season of testing. Absolutely. Hopefully January 1st sailing will be smooth. Kenny, again, I believe so. Look, the holidays will be over. Kids are back in school. I think you are going to experience, honestly, you January 6ers, you are going to experience the first, what I will call, real cruise for this ship. Because Christmas and New Year's are just not real cruises. They are over-the-top celebrations because of the holidays and the New Year's.
They always are.
Add in that it's inaugural on top of that, and holy crap. Yeah. It's like a crap storm all built. It's a tornado of... And I can't tell you how many times I've heard people moan and groan about the stinking toilet paper too. I mean, there's a lot of moaning.
I haven't heard anybody talk about toilet paper.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody say anything about toilet paper.
I have to figure out how to say this without cussing. What did John Way say something about crap don't stick? I don't know. It's a single ply.
Oh yeah.
And it's thin. Look, we RV for a living. If you didn't know, RVs have special kind of toilets and different things. You use single ply. So I'm like, what's the big deal? You used to fluffy cotton wiping your bum. I don't know. So. Anyways, yeah. Anyway. Wait, 'tis the season of wait. Yeah, but yeah, it is. Even though I don't know the Royal Caribbean ways, I am really waiting to hear the inaugural grief, and then the huge of the ship. Yeah, like I said, January 6th, that's probably the first real deal. And I know Tony, I think, will be on that one. So Tony from La Lita Loca.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be a painting party. God, if I didn't have work, I'd fly back and come out with you guys. But I got to get back to life.
Yep.
Right, my original cruise got canceled, so January 6th it is.
Oh, sorry.
Happy New Year, everyone. Be safe, grateful. Happy New Year's Eve. We'll be sailing March 3rd. Remember, deck 17 by the flagpole.
TNC.
Your password. Take pictures. Email. I guess when you pay a premium like you did, you can tend to expect more as anything is. Yeah. I can't say that for me. It's not about the cost. It just, I think in the case of some of the people I've been talking about, they could have been on here for free. And it would have been the same reaction. Right? I don't know. There's some people that are just going to do that all the time. Doesn't matter if they've spent $500 or $5,000. They just think things, yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to, sometimes I can't find the words because they're mostly 4 letters, so I got to move on. Carnival is elevating their cruiser appeal. Yeah, I think so. Adapting to an older crowd. Yep, I like that. Yeah, absolutely, Sandy. And look, if they want to have their 3 and 4 day ships, and there's a crowd that goes there, which is particularly why we don't like enjoying the 3 or 4 days for a couple of reasons. One, it really doesn't feel like you've been on vacation because it's over faster than you got on the ship. That's one of the biggest reasons. But we just don't want to deal with all of the shenanigans on that kind of a vessel that happens in a 3 and 4 day thing. And it doesn't happen just there. Sometimes it's on 7 day cruises too. I'm not saying that, but typically on the 3 and 4 day cruises, they are very, very party heavy. Yes. And we are not party heavy people. Yes. And so we will skip those. If anyone should feel entitled, should be military. Hoorah. Yeah, but notice that we sit back and just watch the chaos. Exactly. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Wait for it to, calm down and then you attack. The family and I have always talked about the gaudiness of the older ships. Yeah. So glad they're getting away from that. Yes. The rooms are even more calm and right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, we've showed you all the cabins. I was going to show you ours, but no, you don't want to see this mess. You don't want to see ours right now. It looks like a hurricane. Yeah, the cabin video we did with the 14 cabins, you can see that. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Crap happens for Karina. You said it, not me. I amend my previous post and include natural occurring non-diamond platinums entitlement. Same as Disney, Magic Kingdom, and Epcot New Year's Eve parties. Yeah, love it. Absolutely. Like I said earlier, Mr. Cruise Fever, I don't know if you're on. I used to work at Disney, and I spent 5 years there, and I enjoyed most of the years, but you would, even if somebody actually gave me free tickets, I wouldn't go to Disney on New Year's Eve. Nope, it's too busy. It's too many people. Don't forget to pack the Charmin, right? They'll start banning that soon too. Oh my gosh. Rough and Tough won't take crap off nobody. Nope. There you go. Rough and Tough. Thank you, Rich. Thank you. I've heard it several times, but it's not crap. It's, yeah. Rough and Tough won't take off of nobody. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate that. The one thing I hate about going out of Galveston is the same itinerary, but love the ships in the Harmony and the Jubilee. Yep. Look, you're in the Gulf. There's only so far the ship can get in so many days. It's the same sort of in Florida, really. If you're on a 7-day cruise, there's only so far the ship can get in 7 days. And if you're going east, it's going to be like St. Martin, St. Thomas. It's going to be a couple of days at sea, just like it was for us. Man, it was 2 days at sea to get all the way down to Roatan, and then 3 ports in a row, and they are steaming full to get back in enough time, right? So we are hauling butt, if you couldn't tell by balcony cam over there, okay? Yeah. We're going at a pretty good clip, okay? Music options. Oh, gosh. Allison, there's a band in Pig and Anchor. It's like a contemporary type band. Plays in there. There is the band in the Havana Bar. There is DJs that play all different around the ship. There's a single, a duo, and a trio. They play in different places in the ship. The trio was violins. I can't remember what the duo was. Oh, my God. The single, the only one I saw was the steel drum player. Doesn't mean there's not somebody else. I just haven't seen them yet. And, of course, there's the big shows, right, in the theater and in the center plaza, the center stage area, the big production shows. I think that is about it. Lisa's looking to confirm to see if there's anything I missed. Yeah, and it's not giving me any information about the bands. Sorry. And that's it for the music options. We're trying to figure out what ship Mardi Gras celebration. I guess it's celebration. Thanks, my third zero. Okay, there you go. All right. I'm used to a bidet. Yeah, I'm not a two person though. I was. It was a pandemic find that became a game changer. Yep. Nice. Sorry, no bidet here. No. Yeah. Better bring the Charmin. I just noticed I can hear the ocean. Yeah, actually, it's not on balcony cam. That's from the camera on my rig right here. Here, let's see if this works. I was playing around with the sound settings to see if you could hear it better. Here, I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to stop talking. Yeah. I'm just trying to see what it is, but it's not from the phone. Actually, the funny thing is I have the phone unmuted. So did the sound just change because I muted the phone? But it's funny when I have it unmuted, Lisa, there's nothing there.
Interesting.
Anyway, but that's all right. Yeah, hopefully you can. We leave that on so you can hear the water because it's soothing.
It is.
So
I love the sound of the ocean.
Keeps me from imploding. People that won't wait in lines. Okay, you look February 3rd. Awesome.
Yay.
Thanks for the overview of the ship. So looking forward to this. Grandson and myself, first cruise. Gonna have a great time, Jackie. Really, gonna love it.
Yes.
Absolutely. The F word is fun. Fart. In the elevators. No. Coin hobo. You and little one-on-one. You're not allowed to hang out with one another. It's forbidden. Have you seen many dolphins, etc., off your balcony? No. Flying fish, a little bit. A couple times.
Dolphins are usually early in the morning.
And it's hard to see them from where we're at because they like to bow ride. And even though we're close to the front, it's still off to the side, so we haven't stuck our heads over to see. Because, yeah, we just haven't.
We've seen them in the past, though. It's fun to watch.
We saw a school of dolphins, though, at a port. I think it was Costa Maya.
Yes.
They were hanging out away from the ship and they were playing. It was very fun.
That was Honduras.
Was it Honduras?
That was Honduras. We were trying to get it on video. But
we shot some video, but it was so far away, it just wasn't clear enough. Right? So anyway. Yeah. Bolt is 15. Yep. So Bolt is not. No, it is not.
No,
$15 for each person.
The ropes course is free, though.
Yep. Carnival could give up on the Progresso. It would not be a loss. I don't know. Yep. Tonal is January 20th. Oh, really, Sheila? I thought it was the 6th. That's okay. I'm sure you're right. Yep. In fact, didn't Slinky say it was the 6th, too?
I thought she did, but maybe...
We're hanging out. A couple of his Blue Squad has been on here, and they've been hanging out with us. In fact, we had them on the show a couple of nights ago. Slinky and Matt. I'll confirm with her. Anyway, you're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you. Thank you. Yep. That's per person per ride. Yep, $15 per person per ride for Bolt. Yeah.
Oh, what's the question mark?
They're asking the same question.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Obviously going to the same port as you next month. Yes. What are your favorite excursions in each Costa Maya, Cozumel, Isla Roatan have you ever done or recommended? Cassidy, we talked about this the other night. Recommending excursions is a rough thing for me. Only because, just like cruising, everybody has a different style of vacation or excursion that is going to excite them. You know, are you adventurous? Great, go four-wheeling. Or do the horseback riding, right? You know, are you not any of that? Then sit on a bus and do the shopping tour, right? I mean, they're all decent for what they are, but only you can pick because only you know you and your family of what you all like to do as a group. I have no idea. Us, we like to go to castles. We like to go to churches. We enjoy the shopping.
Ancient ruins, love it.
Not that it was this itinerary, and we haven't done it recently, but in Jamaica, we love to climb the falls.
Yes.
Dunn's River Falls.
Yes.
That's about as athletic as I would have gotten on an excursion. She did a zip line with Alyssa, right?
No.
Did you do a zip line?
No,
you climbed.
We climbed. We climbed up this hiking trail and jumped into a cavern and swam through it.
That was earlier in the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was earlier in the year.
Off the Celebration.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And they had natural slides as well. Those were very, very skinny. Damajua. Yeah. Damajua.
Anyway, so in the end, you really can't go wrong with any of the excursions the cruise lines offer. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, beach. We'll throw in the beach. That's the last thing. Any beachy thing, Lisa wants to be there.
Oh, yeah. I love the beach.
And our favorite ones, honestly, are the ones we can just get off the ship and walk to.
Yeah.
Whether it's one of their private islands or in a port that has a beach that's like there.
St. Martin's beaches are beautiful.
I forget what port we were talking about. Oh, Amber Cove. We were talking about Amber Cove last night. It's one thing I don't like about Amber Cove. There's no beach inside of Amber Cove. There's pools. There's all kinds of other things to do, but no beach. If you want to go to the beach when you're in Amber Cove, it's an excursion, right? To pay to go. And somebody told me the beach is crappy anyway. Anyway, there you go. McCready can hear the roar of the ocean. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dogs are going to in on because we're all pumped. The dogs are going to, behave yourself, Coinobo. Can you access to the very front of the ship? No, you cannot. That is crew area only. You can't be pulling the...
I'm king of the world!
Yeah, none of that here, sorry. You can sleep listening to the sound of the ocean, so relaxing the water view is. It is, however, Sandy, you are not allowed to block your door open all night. It's forbidden, okay? But I will tell you, you can hear it with it closed, okay?
At least in the Cove balconies.
Yes, you can. I'm not sure about above there, but down here you can because we are right there. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's nice.
But we definitely have to meet up for drinks. No. You're not allowed. 17 and a half. You two are going to tear this place apart. I know.
Oh, my goodness.
Carnival, I do not know them. I have no affiliation with them. They just crashed the party. Anyway, you tailgaters are catching up. Yeah, we're going to go up as soon as we're done with this and see if it's changed. Okay? Good to know what to expect when we get on the Jubilee in 5 weeks. Thank you both. You're welcome, Mike. My guess it'll be different. Yeah. It'll be slightly different. I mean, obviously the little elevators will all be dialed in. Dinners will all be dialed in. Right? All that'll be dialed in. And honestly, it's going to be a completely different set of passengers.
And hopefully there will be little plaques on the wall that said odd cabin numbers and even cabin numbers.
Well, that's just, again, just down here on deck 5. Yeah, can't tell you how many times. Though I've gotten it right the last 3 times in a row. Final day of the cruise, and I'm finally getting it right 100% of the time. Of course, I'm going to get it wrong tonight. Thank you for wonderful. Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do the survey. Oh, thank you for putting in the information on the survey, Barbara. Then those are oil rigs, not ships. Oh, are you talking about the lights in the background? Is that what you people have been talking about? I see it back there, but actually, hang on. I'll tell you. Because I thought there were some ships earlier. Oh! We've been carrying that around for days.
Yes, the towel. We've been wanting to talk about this towel. Robert said, we've carried it around for 3 days and keep forgetting to talk about it. Everybody's wanting to see the new towel. So I was saying that it's a dark blue on one side and a light blue on the other. It is pretty darn close to being gray. But there are red stripes on each side. And it has the nice Carnival logo down here on the edge. But yes, so it's red and blue. One side is darker blue and one side's a lighter blue, almost a gray.
But the ones in
the ones
in the Serenity area are still yellow.
Yes, the ones in Serenity are still yellow. Yay, we finally remember. You finally remembered. I'm so proud.
We literally have been carrying this up to deck 17 to show you guys.
We have.
Yeah, it looks like oil rigs, Danny. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know we did pass by two for sure, 2 oil rigs during the day.
Your husband sleeps on the balcony every night. I hear a lot of people do that until it rains. Yeah. Though I would say then, Ronaldin, you don't want a Cove balcony because you'll be wet.
Yeah.
Because I mean the spray comes in a lot. At least on ours, we are closer to the front. How are they going to know if y'all have your balcony door open all night?
Well, you can see cameras.
Always watching.
Yeah, you can see cameras outside our balcony. If you stick your head out and look, you can see cameras.
I might guess they're sensors.
I would agree.
Okay.
The sensors.
So, remember I told you that at least in our balcony down here, as low as we are, there is a bulkhead door, steel bulkhead, that the captain can control. It's not right? In inclement weather, those will go shut and be permanently tight, watertight, because we're literally just a few feet off the water, probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 feet. I don't know how far,
I'd go 15.
But maybe 20. And so, but when you think of 15-foot waves, I mean, yeah. What was it on the celebrations inaugural coming out through the English Channel, whatever it was? We had that really bad weather.
Yeah.
All the doors were closed for the first 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hi, Cool Zay 123.
Hi.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody. Sweet, we're doing back. Thanks for the towel. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
You guys both great. Thank you, Lois.
Thank you.
I think that's white, not light blue.
It's almost like a gray, like a not bleached, faded
Watching
jeans.
from Japan. Hey!
Hey,
Welcome Japan. Enjoy watching, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you. You guys are going to have a blast. All right. Can you keep the towels? No. Well, I mean, you can, but they're going to charge you $25.
All right, here you go. This is a white towel, and then this is the light blue / grayish color.
Yeah. Look, it's the lighting in here and my camera. I mean, the colors might be a little off, so. But yeah, this is white, so you can. Yeah, see, it looks all washed out. Yeah. Put your hair everywhere. Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's all right. You slept on your extended balcony on the celebration. Oh yeah. We are 9311, no roof. Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. We had a whole discussion about your cabins on deck 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are cameras and sensors for the watertight doors, and they know everything. Yep.
Yeah.
There's no privacy anywhere on ships.
That is true.
Well, I mean, in your cabins, they don't have cameras in here. Infinity Bay Resort is the best in Roatan. Just saying, we went on a lure in April. Kept it on the down low, though. Keep it on the down low. Sure, we won't tell anybody. So everybody, keep this a secret. You want to make sure, right, if you're in Roatan, Infinity Bay, don't tell anybody else. It's our secret. Rona Rice is my mom. Nice. Hi, Rona Rice. Hi. Cassidy, awesome. I figured it had to be some relation since I know Cassidy was our 9311 person. You see the difference now. You're welcome. Not a problem. Yeah. My cruise is going to be on this ship on March 24th. Welcome, Stacy. It's your first 7-day cruise.
Oh, nice.
Were the days where you had to be on the ship all day little? Gosh, no.
They have so much stuff planned. They do.
Oh, I'll say this.
Activities.
If you want to be bored, you can be bored. If you want to be busy, you can be busy. I will give you the perfect example. The very first cruise we did, it was on a Carnival cruise. This cruise was, not unfortunately, it's no different today than it was back then. Right?
The activities,
the list of activities is endless. So we go on our first cruise, and we're like, we are going to do it all. And we all but died trying. I mean, we were up at, I think, 7 o'clock every morning, went to breakfast, and as soon as the first thing started at 9, we were there. And from 9, we went to 9:30, to 10, to 10:30. I mean, all day, every day. We got home and had to take a week's vacation from the vacation because we were so bloody tired. Yeah. And we said, we'll never do that again, which we never have. So the moral of the story is you can be as busy, as entertained, or as lazy as you want to be. It's your vacation. And so if you want to lie around the pool and do nothing and just be bored, enjoy yourself. If you want to go to bingo and learn how to, do underwater basket weaving and, learn how to salsa or do Michael Jackson's Thriller. Learn how to better take care of your skin. They have all different classes. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Pick and choose. Have fun. You'll like it.
Yes.
Jubilee is crap ship, just like the celebrate. Welcome back, Mark Rank. What deck is the coffee shop on? 6. Java Blue's on 6, right across from center stage.
Yes.
Okay. Any problems on the Jubilee? So no cruises booked yet for the new year. No, not yet. Hopefully we'll do it in the next month or two, month and a half. As we've mentioned before, our schedules, though we know our work and off times, they fluctuate by a week or two.
Yeah, they do.
And if we book a cruise out of our good pockets, because nobody pays us to do this stuff, it would suck to have to cancel and lose it. So we will wait. However, the group cruise that we're going to plan, it'll probably be before Thanksgiving, like a week or two before Thanksgiving. So it'll be in November. And we're back again. Yeah, so we'll do. And we're back again. Yeah, so we'll do some live streams along the way just to say hello, right? So because I know you guys are going to miss us. We're not just going to come on to come on. We'll come on with some different things, right? Whether tips and tricks or whatever it is, right? So you won't get too lonely. All right. So let's see here. Thanks. You're welcome. Question: can you do this every night, even when you're not on a ship?
We work for a living, believe it or not.
Yeah, we've got JOBs, believe it or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one day. It's our goal and dream to be full-time creators.
That's the plan eventually.
Yep. RVs and cruises. That's both of our passions. We've got an RV channel, Tall Man's RV Reviews. Of course, we have this one, Tall Man Cruise Adventures, and so it will be our goal. And we've talked about it hopefully being by the end of 2024, but I don't know. We'll have to see how it all goes, right? So we still have bills to pay. So YouTube and day jobs have got to start doing one of these things, and then we can decide. Or even if we back off what we do and can spend a little more time here, that would be probably the start.
Yeah.
Right. So instead of just having our little clumps of cruises, we can spread them out a little bit more. Right. So anyway. You can talk about mowing your grass, washing dishes, or anything. We'll watch it. All right, Danny, we're just going to come on for you. We'll just invite you. We'll sit there and eat dinner and turn the camera on our RV. Hey, man, we're having dinner. Come on in. I'm 6'4". So not giant, but I'm not tiny either. So 6'4". All right. What do we both do? Macrina, that is a line we don't want to cross at this particular point in our life. We want to still keep that private, just like exactly where we live. Though we love you all, there's lots of creepy people out there. And so we do try to keep some things a little bit private. Again, not that we don't love you, but we don't necessarily want you showing up at our front door either. That would be a little bit strange.
That would be a little awkward.
Just a little awkward.
Just a little bit.
Especially in my neighborhood.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. You don't want to come uninvited to my neighborhood.
That's true.
My neighbors aren't nearly as friendly as we are. Woo! Yeah. Anyway, sound keeps cutting out. Yeah, Sandy, we're in the middle of the ocean. The internet is sporadic. It's look, we believe it or not, we've been on with you for 2 hours and 25 minutes. The fact that we can even attempt it is it's just a miracle.
Yes.
So we apologize that it's in and out. That's just the internet dipping. Okay? You both do great. Thank you so much. We do live for work, and y'all are great. Yeah, we do. We've got lives, and it's something we enjoy for the most part what we do, but not nearly as much as what we do here with you guys. We enjoy cruising. We have a big passion. We used to have a travel agency years ago. Somebody asked us early in the broadcast if we were travel agents. We are not currently travel agents, so we have no financial gain by you becoming, members of the Tall Man clan. Okay,
yeah.
We're not here to try to get more bookings, which is what
we closed our agency in 2012 or something.
Long time ago.
It's been a while. Been a while.
That's where we, gained a passion for cruising. It's actually why we opened it up, because we love cruising so much. We wanted to talk to people more often about it. So we're like, let's open an agency and we can talk to people all the time. And so we did that, but we ended up, like I said, closing it down and moving on. But obviously we still have a huge passion for cruising. And so we literally, if I'd live on a ship if I could.
True.
Yeah, just maybe one day we'll do like one of the world cruises and take you with us. I don't know.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Woody at Disney. What are y'all talking about here? Sound keeps both do a great job. I do love my work, and y'all are great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woody at Disney. No, I wasn't Woody at Disney.
Oh.
Even if I was, I couldn't tell you, or I'd have to kill you. You understand?
Disney rules.
But Macrina, please email us.
Yeah.
We've told you our email. please email us.
Yeah.
Haha, everybody calling, everybody letting them know that they're all coming home. Yeah, no, stream is on, right? Look, and that's why we stream. Right? So many people just video. And look, there's nothing wrong with videoing, editing, and creating content. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what YouTube was really founded on, right? But there's just no interaction. Yeah, you can leave a comment, and the person who did the video can reply to the comment, but sometimes it requires a conversation, right?
It's so much more fun this way.
And this is fun, and it's honestly, it's just to me, it doesn't seem like we're just talking to a camera. It literally feels like that we're talking to Macrina and Little One-on-One and Coin Hobo and Danny and Sandy and all of you. I mean, it literally feels like we're talking to you. When you all are on and we have to record stuff, it's like literally talking to a wall. Yeah. It's such a weird thing. So we enjoy the streaming because we enjoy the feedback, which is why we've decided that we would try a group cruise next year with you guys and see if we can get enough people. We need to fill at least 16 cabins, people. At least 16 cabins, which is at least 32 people. Okay? How tall is Mrs. Tall Man?
5'7". I don't think they can see us. There you go. Yeah, he's 6'4", 5'7".
Yeah. That's
He's
why
a little bit taller than me.
that's when we do our lives, we do it sitting down.
Yeah.
Because I'd have to have two cameras, his and hers. And I don't mean that in a rude way at all whatsoever. Yeah, Chris, we're sorry. It's the internet. It's not like last night. Last night was literally computer problems. This is the internet. It literally, we're having some cutting in and out of the internet. Okay, which says to me it's time to keep this done. Right? Call it quits. Probably. So we're gonna call it quits. All right, y'all. Thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. There's been a ton of you on here tonight, and we just can't thank you tonight. This last week has been honestly one of our it's funny, though this may not be our favorite ship. This has been absolutely our most favorite cruise that we have done with the Tall Man clan on the other side of this camera.
Without a doubt.
What's this?
Another question.
You talking to me? Are you talking to me? Do I make you laugh like an effing clown?
No, do they allow electric cigarettes?
No. Look, Brandon, I'm glad you chimed in last minute because we're just about to hang up on you.
Yes.
Like, not in a rude way, but, it's time to go. No. I mean, you can bring them on board, but you have to smoke them in the smoking area like a regular cigarette. Right? So...
Not in your room. Not allowed in your room.
Yeah. So, which I don't get. I don't get that, but no. You cannot. You can bring them on board, but you got to go out to the smoking area to smoke them like it was a regular cigarette. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Now, on that note, we are 30 minutes late for putting our bags outside, and they're not even packed yet. So, if I got to carry these two bags off the ship tomorrow, y'all are going to hear about it. It's your fault. You're welcome, all guys. Again, it's been a pleasure. We've enjoyed ourselves immensely. We cannot wait to do this again and have you all back with us. And certainly, for the future, a group cruise so we can do it all face-to-face. Yeah. And that time, we'll have you all on the show. Yeah. We'll have a studio audience, all right? Love it. So until we see you again or on the next cruise, be safe.